Good evening and welcome to Walter R. Johnson Sports Complex. This is Kevin O'Neill and with me is Chris Davis. Evening, Coach.
Hi, Coach O'Neill. How are you?
Doing good, thank you. So we are ready here to go for a Week 3 matchup in the IHSA season. Conference opener, North Suburban Conference opener with the 2-0 Warren Blue Devils from Gurnee coming down the road and paying a visit to the 1-1 Libertyville Wildcats. Pretty exciting conference opener here, Coach. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Blue Devils?
So Warren from last week had a big 19-17 victory over your alma mater, Coach O'Neill, Maine South. Warren and Maine South have matched up in the past couple years in a non-conference slate and have had some close battles, and the Warren Blue Devils prevailed last week. In addition to that, the Warren had a pretty handed victory week 1 against the Barrington Broncos. So as Warren comes into the game, as we start looking at a quick little recap here, Warren last year finished the year 9-2. They won the North Suburban Conference title under head coach Brian McNulty, and I believe that makes 3 years in a row now that Warren has claimed the NSC title. And I believe the Warren Blue Devils' last loss in the North Suburban Conference came in 2017 Design Benton. So it's been a while since the Blue Devils have had a kind of a notch on the mark on the schedule here in the negative way in the North Suburban Conference. But tonight's a great night for the Cats to get that done, Coach O'Neill. Because why not us? Why not now?
Absolutely.
That's exactly right. So as we take a look back here, too, and we kind of get going into things, last week for the Wildcats, they had a 42-17 victory over the Evanston Township Wildcats. And really, from the Wildcats, took a nice step from that Week 1 game against Lamont, where the Cats came out on the opposite end a little bit in the outcome, 27-33, and did a nice step, especially defensively. The Cats did a really nice job against the run last week, and that'll be a key for them again this week, looking ahead from there. So it's a great night for football here. It is Libertyville Youth Sports Night, formerly Libertyville Boys Club. So we got about 680 young athletes between the flag, cheer, and tackle football programs here in Libertyville in attendance tonight. So it's a great night, a lot of energy in the stands, awesome night for the community.
So a little bit more about our visiting Blue Devils. They've, as Coach Davis alluded to, that the last time they lost 28 conference games in a row by an average score of 41-3 with 17 shutouts. They're returning 5 offensive starters, 6 defensive starters. They started 2-0 in non-conferences. They had a Week 1 emotional win over Barrington. It was less than a week after the tragic news of their former teammate, Christian Eubanks, died in a car accident, and they rolled that week to a 41-7 win. And then, as you said, last week against Maine South, they were down 10-0 to my alma mater and scored 3 touchdowns in the last 11 minutes. And so pretty dramatic stuff there for Warren. So, Coach, let's talk about this matchup that we're going to see tonight. The Warren defense, Dave and Sarah, Maine South head coach this year, and for many years, said that the Warren defense might be the best one in the state. So tell us about our offense going against the Warren defense.
Well, Coach O'Neill, that's kind of been the calling card for the Warren Blue Devils the past couple of years, has been their defense. Back when they went to the state championship game and finished in the runner-up position back in 2019, that's kind of what kicked it off for them with the likes of Juan De La Cruz, Willis Singleton, and a host of other fantastic players, and they just kind of kept the ball rolling on the defensive side of the ball. What you see from Warren is what you're going to get. It's not really fancy. It's not really flashy. They're one of the few high schools in our area that will play with a 4-man defensive line, very similar to like what the Chicago Bears have transitioned to under Coach Fluce this year that we get to see on Sunday with their kickoff. So that is one little bit change here for the Cats. Most of the conference schools we play and people we see in the non-conference play with a 3-man defensive line. They kind of shift around, kind of get to that at all, but Warren lines up with 4 defense linemen, 3 linebackers, and 4 secondaries, and that secondary is really the strength of that Warren team this year, kind of led by Jalen Duffy and Cassius Callahan and the likes back in the defensive backfield. So that'll be a big key for them. And as we look to that way, the keys of the game for the Libertyville offense is obviously protect the ball. We want to make sure that Wildcats definitely want to make it a focus on keeping the ball and eliminating the mistakes offensively to help keep them in positive situations on the field. And that kind of goes to that second key of the game for the Wildcat offense from Coach Shack is winning the down. We talked about it a lot during the broadcast last week about the efficiency on offense, keeps you into the driver's seat and keeps that rhythm and that momentum going during an offensive drive, and that is very important, especially against a team like Warren that is built on the defense and is used to having quick, 3-and-out drives on defense. The Wildcats need to possess the football, win the down, in order to keep the Warren defense on the field and limit the opportunities the Warren offense has. And then your favorite one from last week, Coach O'Neill, from Coach Shack, is hunting big plays. The Wildcats need to go out and find some explosive ways to generate plays to shift field position and take advantage of the aggressive Warren defense. And I think that we're in for a great matchup tonight. Coach O'Neill, it's the first one of the North Suburban Conference schedule, and I know the Wildcats are ready and raring to go.
Yeah, pretty exciting. A lot of opportunity here for the Wildcats. So as far as Warren's offense goes, their offense starts a big, experienced O-line. They have 2 3-year starters. They have 2 big tackles and 2 tight ends that each have, this will be earning their 3rd varsity leather. Then you get the prodigal son, the quarterback, Adam, how do you pronounce his name? Behrens?
Behrens, I think, Coach.
Behrens. He was the varsity starter his sophomore year, and then took time off to concentrate on baseball. He is an Arizona State commit, a pitcher. He's 6 feet, 200 pounds, 210. And he is back, and everybody's excited to see him back. At least the Blue Devils are. And he gets to throw to, among others, Jalen Duffy, who you brought up. He's the North Dakota State commit. He's a dominant 3-year starter. He plays on both sides of the ball, but the lineup is slot and wide receiver. Charlie Thompson takes over at running back for the Blue Devils. And he's a senior who didn't start playing football till his sophomore year. He was a gymnast before this. So pretty cool. So the Wildcat D that's going to be tasked with stopping that big old Blue Devil offense is much improved from week 1. So week 1, the Cats' leading tacklers were their safeties, Kuntz and Gomez, and that's never a good sign. That's not what you want to see. But last week they battened down the hatches. They forced 6 turnovers last week and held Evanston to just 2 touchdowns after the Wildcats put up 53 points the week before. The Wildcat big front 7, the D-line and the linebackers, is anchored by Caleb Christensen in the middle. They're going to need to play tough and physical, especially stopping the run. Coach Jones would love to bottle up their running game, like actually Maine South did during most of week 1. They only had 28 yards rushing at halftime from their skill position players. And Coach Jones would like to force them to win it in the air. The defense has to play aggressive, and they can't play scared. I think one thing Warren has going for it is everybody knows they're the biggest and baddest kids on the block, and our Cats can't play scared. The keys to the game that Coach Jones and Coach Budge were kind enough to share with us, be physical. It starts up front. Got to get hands on guys. Got to push that offensive line around. Don't be afraid to be physical with them. The second key to the game is tackle well. You can't miss. You can't give up big plays. Like I said last week, Charlie Thompson was held to 28 yards before he rattled off an 80-yard touchdown to get the scoring going for the Blue Devils. And so you can't miss those tackles and give them second chances. And then the last one is no big plays. Just kind of what I was saying there. Don't let them get the big plays. Warren is as hard of a team as we are going to see all year. They are physical. You can't give them more opportunities with those big plays. So we are going to have the coin flip, and I believe you said we're also going to have the NSC Sportsman.
That's right, Coach O'Neill. Tonight, across the conference, since we're kicking off with the first conference game tonight, across the conference at each varsity football contest, and we actually do it prior to every varsity contest in the North Suburban Conference, which we did this past week in girls volleyball on Wednesday night here at LHS against Warren, on Thursday night at boys soccer against Warren, and tonight here at the football game, where student athletes representing both the Libertyville and Warren football teams will be reading the NSC sportsmanship statement here to the crowd. It's really a cool moment here to kind of go through that. It kind of keeps everybody focused on the spirit of why we are here tonight, and to keep the focus on the game and cheering on for each other's team, as opposed to maybe getting things that are a little outside of that scope.
So we have for Libertyville, it's senior Casey Wells, long time, 4-year football player. Parents have been very active in Parent Cats, and just a great student athlete. And for the Blue Devils, it's Colby Kachurik, I believe is how you say his name, a senior D lineman. You usually pick somebody who's just a great representative of your team to go out and do that.
Definitely, Coach O'Neill. As you can see here on the camera, we had a quick shot of it, of Casey and Colby reading the statement here to the full crowd here tonight. Like we talked about, Libertyville Youth Sports Night, formerly Libertyville Boys Club. So we want to give a huge shout out to all the young football players, cheerleaders, flag football players here from Libertyville that are coming out tonight. It's awesome to see everybody here. I know there's a lot of people in our neighborhood that are made the trek back out. And when we get a little break here, I just want to give a quick shout out to Addison and Theodore Davis before they go to bed. It's almost bedtime at the Davis house. So I know young Theodore's probably getting the PJs on, getting ready to go. So
Nice.
kind of forgot to mention him last week. Just wanted to give the quick shout out to our little guy before he takes off for
bedtime.
That's right.
Yeah, you know, it was really fun. I walk here from my house. It's about a little more than 1.5 miles by the way the crow flies. And seeing the number of people who are walking, who are driving, ran into Mr. McInerney who was driving around, and all the kids in their jerseys, the Boys Club kids, and just seeing the community just excited. Also, walked through a big batch of Warren Blue Devil students who gather at the Metro parking lot.
Ah.
And we gave each other some good-natured ribbing when they saw that I was wearing Wildcat gear. So, but good, polite kids.
There we go. Well, looks like we've got the best band in the land, the Libertyville High School Marching Band, taking the field under the direction of Adam Gore and Matt Carnstead. And I think they're going to take us off here through the playing of our national anthem on through the always popular fireworks as we get ready for kickoff.
Do you know who the drum majors are, Coach?
I do not. Coach, we'll probably get, you know what? We can find that out for the next broadcast.
There we go. We'll have to find that out. So we will turn it over now to the best band in the land, as Coach David said, and they will lead us through the national anthem, and we'll see you back on just the other side of the national anthem.
We welcome our visitors, the Warren Blue Devils. Now please rise, remove your hats, and join in singing our national anthem, conducted by LHS Marching Wildcats Director Adam Gore. The flag flies at the north end of the stadium.
And we're back. The Wildcats just took the field, running over to show some love to the student section that comes out here and appreciates. There's a great shot. It's a USA night tonight, right? Red, white, and blue night for the Cats. So very exciting. The Warren Blue Devils, it looks like their student section is decked out in Western gear.
It does look that way, Coach.
So,
a lot of cowboy hats.
A lot of cowboy hats out there. Saw some nice boots too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, out Gurnee Way. You know, you get some of that a little bit.
Okay, sure. I don't know which parts of Gurnee you have visited to lately, but as a former Gurnee resident for 11 months, I would maybe disagree.
Sorry, I don't want to challenge your expertise there. So another great shot of the stands. The band does a great job getting us ready. Libertyville Wildcats will be set to receive this ball. Coach Christensen is going to get them out on the field. So, Coach Davis, tell us who's going to be coming on for the offense.
So here are your starters for the Wildcat offense. At quarterback, Quinn Chambeau will take the series out of the quarterback position. Tailback, he'll be in the sidecar next to is Charlie True. At fullback, Jake Dinklenberg and Antonio Oliveri. At the receiver spots, Christian Gavrick, Luca Nicholas, Drake Johnson, Nate Callis, and Casey Wells. And then up front, the big mules, Dylan Vena, Jake Richter, Tyler Patterson, Ben Hutchins, Trenton Van Boeing, Theo Schmidt, and Andrew Johnson will lead the way for the big guys up front. And here we go, Coach Neal. Looks like we get the ball going to the tee here.
So
we'll get ready for kickoff. On
the kick return team, we have Will Carney, Brogan Loesch is on there, Tyler DeFranco is in the middle. It looks like we have Luke Compare deep as one of the Wildcats. We've got Matt Drumkey as one of the upbacks there. And the kick is going to go up, and it's going to be short and blown dead.
I think we got a little procedure penalty here against the Blue Devils, Coach Neal. That's what it looks like, a little offsides, false start.
Drake Johnson was the other deep Wildcat. He caught that ball. And then we also have Joey Carlucci as the other upback as opposite Drumkey. So we'll back them up 5 yards and take that kick over again, right?
That's right.
On the kicking tee, 5-yard penalty.
So a little excitement there. Sometimes you see that when teams don't practice special teams a ton, and I don't know their schedule. It's hard to get the timing down with the kicker, and what the guys are doing out there.
Yep, it's definitely, Coach Neal, those little 5-yard penalties are stuff that does add up. That has been one thing for Warren so far this year, has been the penalties. Something to watch for tonight is that the Blue Devils have been a little bit more on the heavily penalized side, so just something to keep an eye out here for. Good kick, though.
Better kick. That kick went further than the one that he kicked from the 40.
All right, here we go. Wildcat offense comes back out onto the field. As we get ready to go here, it looks like the ball will be on the Wildcat 13-yard line, 15-yard line actually, from where the official has it spotted.
So it's kind of an odd line drive kick that just kind of kicked off pads there. Was able to corral it in, but the Blue Devils were down in a hurry right there. So Coach Shack, Coach Jones, obviously, Coach Ori, Coach Christensen, our offensive coaches. Starting deep in your territory against this Warren defense is not what you'd love to do.
You know, Coach Neal, it really, the key to it all goes back to, like, we talked a lot last week about those keys to the game. And really, the keys to the game don't change. It's the same stuff the whole time. For the Wildcats to be successful tonight, being efficient in the early downs is going to be very important.
Quinn Chambeau takes a snap, gets it right out to number 20. That's Drake Johnson. Little wide receiver screen, and he's dropped pretty much at the line of scrimmage.
So as you see there as the Blue Devils line up, you see a little bit, some similarities coverage-wise on the outside from what we saw last week from Evanston with that quarters man-type coverage, a little bit of a match from there. The one difference you're going to see is the corners from Warren are definitely going to come up and challenge the Wildcat receivers a little bit more, take away some of those easy throws, and really challenge those Wildcat wide receivers to beat them downfield, which has been a strength of the Wildcat offense so far this year.
I don't see Duffy. Oh, there he is on the opposite side. He's the corner on the. He'll probably be lining up opposite Gavrick most of the time, I would imagine.
Correct.
So Chambeau again, True right next to him, gets a snap at about the same spot, a little high. They give to True around to the left side. He makes one guy pop. He's going to pick up a couple, 2 or 3, before that looked like Quentin Reeves was able to make the tackle.
You know, that was a 5-yard gain there, Coach O'Neill. That's a great play there on second down, get it back to third and manageable. Here you've got a little bit more of a threat of the whole playbook offensively, and don't give Warren the chance to kind of pin their ears back and get after rushing the quarterback.
Is that a read there, Coach, do you think, or a straight give on that?
I didn't get quite that great of a look at it right there, Coach O'Neill, so it looked, couldn't really tell you from there. Looked like it was a straight handoff there. Charlie did a nice job, again, getting back down and trying to finish that run downhill to get that extra yard or two. So we get about a 3rd and 7 here for the Wildcats.
So we got 3 receivers in a bunch to Quinn's right. He takes a quick look, shifts his hip, and then it was a give underneath, a nice little draw play. Charlie True is going to be just shy of the first down, it looks like.
It looks like he might have it. I think they're signaling 4.
One ref has it.
And then they've got it there. Good first down there for the Wildcats.
That was a nice play. Give Chambeau a lot of credit, too. He carried out his fake. He continued it. He dropped back, shifted his shoulders. The give was underneath. And then True was able to pound forward to get that.
It was a nice draw play there against the aggressive Warren pass rush. And that's one thing, the Warren defense, like we said in the opening, is not that complex. You know what you're going to get. They line up and they play fast. And you can use that to your advantage by letting them use that speed to maybe find themselves out of position a little bit.
Snap is back. Chambeau's looking to roll. Throw, he's rolling around to his right. Throws on the run. He hooks up with Nikolic, who picks up another 4. And like you said, just keep moving that stick. Keep moving it down the field, little at a time.
Correct.
Theo Schmidt out there on the offensive line. Jake Richter, Trenton Van Boeing, the Eastern Michigan commit. His brother Rhett Van Boeing, sophomore on the line also. Those big mules have quite a job against this defensive line tonight.
They do, Coach O'Neill, but those guys are definitely up for it. That's for sure, ready to go. So as the Wildcats get lined up here, it looks like KG, Christian Gavrick, and Drake Johnson split out wide to the top of the screen. Luka Nikolic split out down here to the bottom of the screen.
So we've got those trips to the short side of the field, and Luka one-on-one. Quick sidearm little wide receiver screen, and that's going to be to Gavrick, and I think they're going to give him where the ball touchdown there.
Well, ball came out there, Coach Christensen. It was really heads-up play by number 20, Drake Johnson, to get up and get on top of the ball because it looked like it popped out right there. If we had the NFL red flag system, it probably would have been a little close, but it ended up in the Cats' favor here. It's 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Hey, another first down. Now
I just realized, Coach, I call you Coach Christensen, too, as he popped up here on the screen, so that's my bad on that one.
So now we've got that bunch formation to the left for Chambeau. Oh, don't know who moved there. Didn't appear that the Wildcats did. That's who is snapping for the Cats
That's
today?
number 64, Rhett Van Boening, Coach.
Rhett Van Boening. So refs are going to come together and talk it over. Well, we have a quick second here. The gray area is a new club at LA.
Offsides, 48 defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Got him to jump. That's outstanding. The gray area is a new club. Let's find common ground amid controversial issues. Listen to announcements for the gray area about upcoming meeting dates and times.
And to piggyback off that a little bit, Coach O'Neill, while we got a break in the action, Coach Leica and the varsity girls volleyball team are playing right now down in Effingham at the Crossroads tournament. Made the trip down to 57 today to get down there, so good luck to our girls volleyball team.
Trips bunched out to the left. Chambeau gives the handoff to True. And after the 5-yard penalty, he's going to pick up 2 more, making it a very reasonable 2nd and let's call it a long 2, short 3. So midfield here, Coach Davis. You're against a pretty vaunted defense. You've been having some success. Do you take a shot? Do you just keep plugging?
I think it comes back down to, like we talked a little bit about last week, is obviously the Cats have a pretty good plan here as they get started with the game about just continuing to stick to your script, stick to what you have thought out here ready to go, and just keep possessing that football. Like we said in the opening, the Warren defense isn't necessarily used to being on the field. The more reps they can be on the field, the better off this game goes on for the Cats.
Oh, high snap, Quinn's got it. They throw out to that bunch right now. True has got some room, and a little bit of room. He's going to get a first down. And it's a nice downfield block by Nikolic. I think they're going to say he might have grabbed on just a little bit too much there. So they came out in that same formation, and instead of giving the ball underneath, I'm sorry, I said Charlie True, I meant Jake Johnson.
Number 7 on the offense.
And
10-yard
those little
penalty.
screens right
and
there,
forfeit
Coach
spot of the
O'Neill,
foul.
that is all kind of an
Second down.
extension back of the run game, about being able to get the ball back outside. It relies quite a bit on the skill players, the wide receivers for the Wildcats with their blocking. They did a nice job there of sustaining blocks like we talked about last week. I know you're a defensive guy, and that you could probably find holding on every play there. So it looked like the officials got the Cats there just on one.
So there is a Wildcat down on the field right now. He took a knee and then laid down. Didn't get a number before our great training crew and head coach got out there. Head coach Mike Jones to check on his player. Well, we have a chance. We'll let you know a little bit more. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my wife. She's actually on the road and pulled the game up on her phone at a safe and reasonable time and is listening to us on her way back. If my small people are listening to the game, Claire, Annie, Shannon, with Anna Kay tonight, thank you very much for joining us. Hey, Daring Wildcats, are you a dreamer or a doer? Do you want to help LHS become a sustainable campus? Then join ECOS, LHS's new sustainability club. Our club meets before school on Tuesdays or Fridays in room 226. Go green, go Wildcats. That is Jack Noonan, who is limping off the field but walking off under his own power, but seems to be limping in some pain there pretty gingerly. Noonan played some line for us, played some D-line for us when he was a freshman, and then when he grew about 4 inches, he decided he was going to be a skill player.
Yep, and then they're at the tight end spot there for the Cats. So the Wildcats come back on the field. It's 2nd and 14 here. They call it a long 13 here for the Cats. Bunch formation up to the top of the field here.
Oh, got him again. Got him drawn. Shambo's rolling out to his right, throws on the run into some traffic. Looks like he has Gavrick there in the middle. Gets back up to where the line of scrimmage was before the hold. Oh, I apologize. That is Nikolic who caught that ball. All those tall guys look the same to me.
They do. They do. So we get here. It's about 3rd and manageable here for the Cats. And that, again, just goes back to that efficiency piece. Not trying to get it all. Get it down to your 3rd and manageable here and put yourself in a good position here moving forward. It's a good start here for the Wildcats. Let's see if they can continue to pay it off here on 3rd down.
Love seeing the wide receivers help each other, make sure they get set up properly there. The trips is out to Shambo's left. Coach Ori getting the call in after seeing the coverage. It's a nice snap back. Blitz is coming real quick. That wide receiver screen out. But then didn't have enough downfield blocking. The Blue Devils had more guys there than the Cats did. And the Cats are going to be, after a couple nice first downs, penalty was costly there, Coach.
It was, but this is still a great first drive here for the Cats. They were able to establish a rhythm offensively, which we talked about last week as being important and being to stay into the rhythm of the game. And they've been able to flip field position here a little bit. And if we look up here in the clock, 6 minutes is off. We burned up through about half the first quarter here, too, before the Warren offense has been back on the field. So overall, well, it's not the result that the Wildcats wanted. The process so far is pretty darn good for the Cats.
So Shambo is at 10 yards back, short punt. Oh, that one did not go great. I don't know if they got a piece of it there or not. The Blue Devils did have a block punt last week and a block field goal for that matter. Liam Wiley got a block punt last week. He was coming in the Blue Devil was coming in really quick. Quinn had to get that off fast. Nada gives the Blue Devils some pretty good field position right here.
And we get our first look here at the Warren offense, which again, very similar defensively. Offensively, you kind of know what you're going to get from Warren. The one change up this year was with Barron's back at quarterback. You have seen a little bit more of the Warren Blue Devils out in the spread, but this is definitely their bread and butter here. Power eye football with a little power play here. They look as he drops back to pass with that fade right off the bat. And it's Barron's to Callahan.
To Duffy.
To Duffy, I'm sorry.
So they come in that I formation, just isolate one-on-one, and straight to Jalen Duffy, number 1, North Dakota State bound. And we just couldn't keep up. That ball was put right on the money by Behrens. And you're going to see here, he's going to look back. And there was no doubt that that's where the ball was going to. There was nothing else happening. That was just straight one-on-one. And what do we see? Oh, is this
the
Gator?
Muddles.
Is this Muddle?
That was
Gator?
Muddle, Coach O'Neill. That was a little Muddles.
Little Muddles, little Gator.
I think that makes it now at least 4 of the 8 NSC teams that I've seen with a little muddle huddle action here to start the year.
So that's a tough start for the Wildcat defense. After the offense gets a decent drive, a couple first downs, got a little thing going, kind of, stubbed their toe with a penalty, but then first play from scrimmage, that's a 65-yard touchdown. I mean, Behrens just dropped that right into Duffy's lap right there. I mean, right into his basket.
And it's important, Coach O'Neill, it's just one play right here at the beginning of the game. It's important for the Wildcats to just take a big deep breath in, just get back to center, get back to that green light state, maybe away from that red or yellow light state, and just be able to just refocus. There's a lot of positive things that, like you said before, that came out of the first offensive drive, and it's important for the Cats just to keep pounding away at those things and get right back to work.
So that scoring drive with the stats brought to you by Connie Kowal, helping us out here in the booth. That was one play, 10 seconds for 67 yards. And so that was one of the key defensive keys to the game, was limit those big plays. Got to figure out a way how to stop him. We need a safety over the top on him. Need somebody helping out on that.
Well, we get a break here, Coach O'Neill, while the Warren kickoff team is getting the ball set down on the tee. Tomorrow in the stadium at 12:30, it's supposed to be a gorgeous day tomorrow. 12:30 p.m., the varsity boys soccer team is back in action. They host the Lakes. We actually get all levels of soccer tomorrow that are in action. The freshmen under Coach Dirth and Coach Shinto kick things off at 9 a.m. over at Brainerd.
Kick is up, and it drives the Wildcat returner back to the 5. He's going to go ahead and let that go into the end zone. Luke Compare says, you know what, that's going. We'll take the ball at the 20. Start 10 yards better off than we did last time.
So like we said before here, as the Wildcats get ready to take back the field, again, there's a lot of great things from that first drive. It's important, like I said, take a big deep breath in, get back to that neutral state, and just keep pounding right back at it.
So one thing, too, Warren defense didn't get a lot of a break. You brought up before that they're not used to being on the field all that long, and you just hope the Wildcats can take advantage of that, are nice and cool and collected, and just put together another drive. Good plays become first downs become touchdowns. Little swing pass out to True. He forces 6 Blue Devils to do the job to bring him down, but he only picked up about 1 there.
Wildcats empty the backfield there, put 4 receivers down to the left to get that screen back out to Charlie. And you can see that the Wildcats are trying to use all the space on the field here, make the Blue Devils defenders continue to run. And those are just kind of like, to use a boxing analogy, a little bit like those body blows during the fight, that at some point those start to add on up when it's that constant run into the football, especially when your team's on the field as much as the Warren defense has been so far tonight.
So that bunch trips out to the right, single receiver down here, Gavrick. True in motion, the screen is back to Gavrick. The Blue Devils sniffed that out right away. Number 5, Quentin Reeves, did not let Gavrick get any space there, chased him into the backfield, and Cats lose 3 yards, setting up a 3rd and about 12.
The big down here for the Wildcats to keep the momentum here going into the game and to keep building back on that efficiency. The Wildcats did a nice job that first drive, picking up and converting on 3rd down. So let's see what Coach Shack and the offense staff got dialed up here. You can see with Warren walking everybody up here, I wouldn't be surprised to see them all walk back or to bring pressure. That's normally been Warren's deal here, of walking everybody up, giving you illusion of pressure at the line of scrimmage. And then I wouldn't be surprised to see everybody drop back like they just did.
2 guys drop back. Chambeau throws it up in the air.
Oh!
Was he in bounds? Oh! Great concentration by Gavrick. Ball was tipped up in the air, and they brought it in, but he was out of bounds as he was going. Nice coverage there by the Blue Devils. Nice ball by Chambeau. Just tip your hat to the other guy. He had nice enough defense there.
You know, that's something, Coach O'Neill, we saw during the Evanston game of Chambeau's connection with Nikolic and Gavrick, especially kind of on those fade-type routes. The Cats have done a really good job with that the first couple weeks here to start the year. It's one of those things that looks easy, but definitely takes a lot of time, a lot of timing into it, and it would be interesting to see how the Cats continue to use that throughout the night.
Okay, that's the 2nd time in a row now. Nice bounce there. Some room. Oh, Ignite. Oh, thought we had a can't miss tackles like that. Drake Johnson was the first one down. Then a host of Wildcats met him at the 40. That's the 2nd time that a Blue Devil has come off untouched on offensive left side coming after that punt, and Chambeau's had to hurry. We need to get that addressed right there because there's no reason for that to continue to happen.
So I know we talked a little bit about the Blue Devil offense here at in that first drive. That first drive, like you said, took only about 10 seconds, so we didn't get too much
On the
to it.
return, we have holding, number 53 White, 10-yard penalty, enforced from the end of the run, first down.
Coach, that's cheating, right?
I think so, but like we said before, Coach O'Neill, I'm pretty sure you can find it every play. I know you're not going to get the sympathy from me as an offensive guy when it comes to those plays, but because it's against the Cats and this is definitely a homer broadcast, love it.
That's what Coach Eggert, who's the granddaddy of Wildcat broadcasting for us here. Whenever anybody used to complain about a homer call, he'd say, "Wait, isn't it Wildcat Productions?"
You're right. Last time I checked, it wasn't Blue Devil Productions, for sure. So as the Warren offense gets set back up here, like you said, like we talked about before, you'll see Warren's here with 2 tight ends, a fullback into the game, something you don't necessarily see as much anymore in high school football.
Under the center, I formation, 2
Correct.
tight ends, giving a little bit more of a cushion to Duffy out there. Oh, it wasn't even Duffy out there this time. That was Nico Mansoris. They're going to run the ball forward for a gain of about 3 right up the middle.
And as you see here up front, it looks like 83 Cole Bonder and 66 Cole Matalenko at the defensive end spots, with number 75 Caleb Christensen, who played a nice game at that nose tackle position for the Cats against the Wildcats last week. On the inside, it looks like number 24 Boyd Hunt and number 22 Joey Carlucci at the inside linebacker positions, and number 34 Charlie Clark, number 14 Scott Creel at the outside linebacker positions here for the Cats this second drive.
So Luke Williamson's one-on-one with Duffy out here right now. They throw inside to the slot receiver, Cadius Callahan, who's one of their big receivers, and he's going to fight forward ahead for another 10 yards after the catch, and that's a first down.
It looked like it was Kuntz and Gomez from their safety positions coming up there on the tackle for the Wildcats.
They are going to be run ragged today because they're going to want to be helping out over the top on Duffy and then still having to get back and cover their inside position and those inside seams. Those two gentlemen are going to sleep well tonight, I have a feeling.
So Warren comes back out again with that 2 tight end set, fullback in the backfield.
They have an overload now? Is that 2 tight ends on this side? Overload right, their defensive left.
There's a little
Snap,
outside
little
power
pitch
play.
Goes to number 2, that is
Charlie Thompson.
And he's going to pound forward for a hard 5 or 6 yards. It's a little more than Coach Budge would like to give up on that play, I have a feeling.
Correct, and that was one of the things that we talked about last week. The Wildcats had great growth from week 1 to week 2 against the run, especially out there on the edge. So that'll be a key there again for the Wildcats this week against the Blue Devils as we get this game started.
So defensively, the Wildcats across their linebackers might not be the biggest guys, but they've got a lot of sure tacklers in there with Cole Matalenko, with Charlie Clark, Boyd Hunt, Joey Carlucci, and Scotty Creel. And they're going to need to do the job coming downhill. So back in the gun again, the snap is up, handoff to Charlie. He's going to their Charlie, and he's going to pound ahead for about 12 yards. It seems like this offensive line is dictating a little bit what our defensive line is able to do.
They have number 50, Cole Weinberg, is a returning all-conference player for the Blue Devils there at the center spot and really anchors that offensive line. It was a nice tackle there by number 6, Austin Gomez.
So you see the line is able to open up right there. The backers are blocked out, and then a nice, like you said, a nice one-on-one tackle there. Gomez has just always been a sure tackler. He doesn't leave his feet. It's the wrestler in him, Coach.
It is, and he's definitely the type of guy you want there back in center field. He kind of acts as that eraser kind of position where he can kind of cover up some things that maybe happen in front of him from other positions. Behrens gets turned out.
That's a fumble, that's a fumble. Oh, they're going to call that incomplete. They're going to call that incomplete. Come on.
They are. The official was pretty adamant about that there at the beginning. I know we had a strong reaction here from the Wildcat crowd as well. So I think this is a great time to remind everybody, Coach O'Neill.
This is a great time.
That we do have an official shortage here in the state of Illinois. And in all seriousness, we have had a lot of contests either adjusted or had to cancel or move over the past year because of not being able to find officials to officiate our games. So if you're sitting at home and you're interested in becoming an official, please contact Mr. Woods in the athletic department. We definitely would love to help you get set up and get ready to go, because we do need across all of our sports. That's part of the reason, Coach O'Neill, why there's only one game here tonight, which is the 7 o'clock kick, is to kind of help with our official situation.
We have timeout.
Where?
Warren.
Sorry, I thought we were Soldier Field.
You're getting
a
ready
second.
for the kickoff, on Coach O'Neill.
So Warren calls a timeout with 53 left in the first. Obviously, just had some personnel issues, or wanted to make sure they got that right, because I don't see anybody dinged up. Well, we have a second here, the Philanthropy Club, which is a club dedicating itself to sustaining high-quality education, medical assistance, social services, and so much more for all in society, especially for those in need. We lead with compassion and kindness and put that into action. If anyone is interested in seeing what we're all about, they can come to the first meeting at 8 a.m. on Tuesday in room 260. 260 is that weird English hallway that's like off to the side over there.
Coach O'Neill, I myself am an LHS alum.
Yes, sir.
The place looks a little different than I was a student here. Still a lot of stuff the same. Taught here now for about a decade and a half. I have no idea where any of the numbers are for any room in the building. If you tell me an area, I got it down that way. But when it comes to the numbers, the fact that you knew where 260 was, hats off to you.
Well, I guide a lot of freshmen those first couple weeks of school, Coach.
There we go.
All right, so that's going to set up a 2nd and 10 for after the quote-unquote incomplete pass. Behrens is under center. Handoff to Charlie Thompson again. And, man, we haven't held him for less than 7 yet.
And that's one of the things, Coach O'Neill, too, is you watch with that Warren power play right there. One of the things to pay attention to is Warren is an A-gap power team as opposed to an off-gap power team. They've always, under Coach McDulty, done a nice job of really hitting that power play where that backside guard pulls, and with having a fullback in the backfield, the fullback kind of has that kick-out block off the edge of keeping it downhill. And we say the A-gap, we mean the gap right on either side of the center. That's one of the things Warren has always kind of hung their hat on, is that play right there and hitting it really in far, really tight. Definitely something the Cats have worked on this week that is definitely key for them to keep this Warren rushing attack under control.
And they hit it so fast. Behrens, the snap is once again, the handoff is to Thompson, and he is quick. Man, why wasn't that kid playing football from freshman year?
And that's one of the things, too, Coach O'Neill, is we sit there and keep going with it. We look at those keys of the game, what Coach Budge was talking about, being physical, tackling well, limiting the big plays.
End of the first quarter.
While it is these 8, 9, 10-yard chunks for the Blue Devils, minus that first play, they really haven't had that big explosive play back. And that'll definitely be a key here for the Wildcats as the game goes on.
Yeah, well, I mean, they haven't had to. If you're getting 8, 9 at a pop, why would you why go back to that right now?
Correct. So while we have a break here in the action, we want to give a shout out to our girls golf team. They competed this afternoon against the Sequoids from Antioch up at Spring Valley Country Club. So good luck to Coach Colsey, Coach Peterson, and the girls golf team. We're probably just finishing up right about now. And then we'd also want to give a shout out to our varsity girls tennis team, who heads to Buffalo Grove tomorrow morning for a tournament. So good luck to Coach Kiernan, Coach Hunter, varsity girls tennis team. They get things underway about 8 a.m. at Buffalo Grove High School.
So Cats are going to be backed up in their red zone pretty much here, as Warren's going to have the ball. 1st and 10 from their 20, the 20, I believe. The sticks are going the wrong way right now, I believe.
And you know, Coach O'Neill, this is definitely an area of focus for a lot of teams, especially at the high school and the collegiate level over the past couple years, with the proliferation of the spread offense and people going with tempo and a lot of points being scored. Is you're going to give up yards. Right here is the area, and this is something the Cats did really well last week against Evanston, when Evanston was getting drives going, really hunkering down when they got down here into the red zone and keeping the Wildcats out of the end zone, and hopefully the same is the true here as we get the Blue Devils down into that red zone area.
And Warren struggled in the red zone last week as well, as the pitch is to Charlie Thompson. We got hands on him early, but he keeps his legs moving, and he's going to churn ahead for another 11 yards and get inside the 10-yard line, setting up a 1st and goal. The Blue Devils struggled a little bit last week in the red zone. Some penalties, a turnover, and so it happens to them here. The Cats have to take advantage. Can't let him get through first level that quickly.
This is a nice wrinkle from the Warren offense with this little pitch they've got here. A lot of times when teams pitch the ball, they're trying to get back to the edge. Here, Warren's pitching the ball and attacking right back downhill, keeping the blocking scheme still the same. Similar to what Glenbard West kind of did against us a little bit in the state championship game in 2015. Nice little wrinkle here for the Warren offense.
Snap, and now the give is to Charlie Thompson, and he jumps over the top. And he's going to pick up about 4 yards there on that pretty impressive leap.
There's a good shot there, number 14, Scott Creel for the Wildcats.
Scotty Creel played some quarterback for us as a freshman, played some receiver, played some defense. Just a quick lesson to you young ball players out there, although I know a lot of you are here in the stadium tonight. Like, just if you're playing, don't worry about your position, just play. We find a way to get the best 22 on the field whenever we can. So here we go. That sets up a 2nd and goal now from the 3-yard line. Barron's under center, that pitch that you just talked about. And Thompson is hit up first.
Nice play by the Cats defense.
Cats defense stuffed him up. Nice job. Slowed him down on that first hit, and then we're able to get enough hands to him.
As you see here as we head to the replay, a lot of black jerseys going there to the ball for the Cats. Did a really nice job there on the goal line. Number 66, Cole Matalenko, getting in there well, and the host of Wildcats coming into the play to kind of get the play finished off.
So that's actually the first time we've stopped that pitch play for less than 8 yards, I believe, Coach. So whatever Coach Budge dialed up right there, I like to see. 3rd and 1 now. Behrens is going to go ahead and give not
today.
Him. Outstanding. So they give to Christian Pete. And it looks like that number 19, I believe, Justin Kretz, who is also a two-way player, rather than to Thompson after all the success he has had.
Thompson wasn't on the field there. Coach O'Neill just came back out and is back in the huddle. Would not be surprised one bit to see him get the ball here. Not surprised at all, too, to see Warren going for it, knowing they have the Cats pinned back here one way or the other.
Right, that's one of the things that when you're so confident in your defense.
A little confusion here in the Blue Devil huddle. Had some people trying to run it off. They're going to have to hustle to get this play ready. Would not be surprised if we saw a timeout here coming from the Warren coaching staff.
So an I formation, quick snap, give us to Thompson. Oh, I can't tell.
Nope,
they
short.
Outstanding.
Great stop by the Wildcat defense.
Give a lot of credit there. There was a host of Cats. Charlie Clark was there. Caleb Christensen in the middle, stuffed up. We'll get a little closer look here. Yeah, that's Charlie Clark, and then Austin I couldn't get the other number. Did you see it?
It was Scott Creel flew off the edge there, got the first one. Charlie Clark came back and cleaned it up.
Boyd Hunt in there also. Huge stop, Coach.
There you go. Like we talked about, Coach O'Neill, it's not how many yards you give. Ultimately, it's how many points you give up. Great job there by the Wildcat defense. So now this is a big opportunity here for the Wildcat offense in the shadow of their own end zone to really get something positive going and get out and to be able to get back into their offensive flow.
Yeah, and you got to first get out of the shadow of your end zone. First thing you got to do is get off that 1 yard line. Figure out how to get out, get 4 or 5 yards so you're not standing in the end zone. A little confusion going on here. Guess I really can't back you up anymore. Snap is to Chambeau. That's about as bad as it can get right there.
So True tries to bounce it there off the edge and is tackled back in the end zone. That is a safety for the Warren defense.
That is one of the biggest turning points in a football game. In football, that can happen. Safety, because not only do you give up points, you then have to give the ball back to them. Looked like there was a little confusion. Things didn't look good there from the get-go.
And just like earlier in the game, Coach O'Neill, where the Warren offense generated that big strike to Duffy to start the game, same thing happens here now where the Wildcats offense was in the position back to respond. Same thing here for the Wildcat defense. Short break on the bench, and to keep that neutral thinking, just came off from the really high, got a lot of momentum going from stopping the Blue Devil offenses. They get back down into the red zone. Same type of intensity needs to carry back over here for the next drive.
That's tough. That's unfortunate. It seemed like there was some confusion. The coaches are still trying to get it straightened out on the sideline there. The defense is just going to have to go out and do it again.
That's right, and we want to see a good, uplifting, very energetic performance here coming from the Wildcat defense as they get things started here off the punt or kickoff after the safety.
So what do you like doing here, punt or kickoff?
I leave that stuff up to Coach Schrader, Coach O'Neill. I would stay in my purview. Coach Schrader's the wizard when it comes to the kickoff coverage team. I know he'll have something good dialed up here for the Cats. Coach Schrader, also a former Warren Blue Devil himself, came to Libertyville, same year as I did, as from Warren.
So the kickoff is going to be, it's from the 20 or the 25?
From the 20.
20. So that field position battle is obviously very tricky here. Looks like we're going to be kicking off. So our regular kickoff team is out there. But it just throws everything off when you're not kicking from the same spot you are used to.
And really, Coach O'Neill, though, I know you said it like it throws everything off, but the fundamentals of it are the fundamentals of it. It's the same thing. Go down, cover the kick, keep the ball in your inside shoulder, squeeze the ball, eye in, track the inside hip, all that fun stuff. Doesn't matter where you kick off from. The skill is still the skill. Cats will be in a good position here to get this kick covered.
So Gavrick doing the kicking now. Luke Compare did some of the kicking last week. Gavrick lays into it, a line drive kick down the middle, takes the Warren Blue Devils to the 30. He bobbles the handle a little bit. Cats have got to close down too big of a lane in the middle. And a saving tackle right there by Owen McDonald. Ran into Owen McDonald's dad on the way over here.
There you go.
So Owen makes a nice tackle, always a sure tackler. Was able to wrap hold and stop him just about midfield right there.
So, Coach O'Neill, as we get giving a few more shout-outs here to our other LHS athletic programs, the boys cross-country team is in the Wakanda Invite tomorrow, so they'll race out in Wakanda at Matthews Middle School, an invite hosted by the Bulldogs from Wakanda. So good luck to Coach Mendelson, Coach Korhummel, Coach Condren, and the entire boys cross-country team tomorrow.
So the Warren offense comes right back out right now, and that, again, is Behrens in the shotgun this time. And Thompson gets the handoff on a little cross play, and he's going to pop out, get stopped after 5 yards. Connie Cowell just told us that was an 11-play drive that the Cats stopped from Warren when they had first and goal at about the 4.
Big stop there by the Wildcat defense. A nice job there on first down. It's about 2nd and 8 here for the Blue Devils, which is shoring things up here a little bit more. I think Coach O'Neill saw the roll after the knee on this last one.
That's outstanding. I thought for sure he picked up more than that. That's good. Nice shot there of the stands of our parents who are here. They always get gathered at the 50. So Behrens is in the gun, 2 wide receivers out to his right. Thompson just behind him. The handoff is going to go to Thompson. He's going to kick it around to his left. Oh, one-on-one miss out there. We got to use the sideline.
Nice tackle there by Austin Gomez from that free safety position to get him knocked back out. But big run there by Thompson, like I said, there on 2nd down to take the Blue Devils inside the Wildcats scoring zone.
So that's tough. They had a nice stop on first down, and then just Thompson was just too much right there. Got the corner. It got the corner on our defense. Then, like you said, Gomez is able to come in, at least make sure he pays for that gain. So Behrens is under center right now as the tight end moves over in motion, as it does pretty much every time. I formation. Takes the snap, the give to Thompson. He spins. Wow. He somehow got on there. He hit that Tecmo Bowl spin button really hard and is able to stumble ahead for about 4 yards, it looks like.
That was one of the things we talked about with the Wildcat running game last week against Evanston. You're seeing here from the Blue Devils just getting downhill, of running off that vertical run, not trying to dance too much and get to the sideline. Thompson's done a nice job for the Blue Devils tonight of just attacking downhill, and he's really found those creases in the Wildcat defense at times. Although right now the Wildcats are really kind of shoring up a little bit against the run, Coach O'Neill, minus this last kind of big run that kind of went off tackle a little bit. But the Cats have been doing a better job there on the inside, starting with that big defensive line.
Wouldn't be surprised here if we saw something go over the top as they try to take a shot. And no, Behrens is going to hold it, and he's going to get bottled up after really no gain right there. So that was a fake on the motion going across, and then he opted to keep it. Seemed like that was designed from the get-go.
That was a little power read there play, for Coach O'Neill, where they had the ability to hand the ball off there to Callahan in motion from his slot spot, or Behrens can pull and run that power play. That same A-gap power play right down the center. It's the same running play Warren has been kind of their bread and butter we've talked about before. Just a little different wrinkle, a little different way of presenting it to the defense.
Same blocking though, correct?
Correct. Nothing changes for those big guys up front.
So you get an idea of the size of the Blue Devils O-line right there, and you get a shot of our defenders hunkering down for a 3rd and about 4, it looks like, maybe 5. Little collision there, collapsing on the line of scrimmage.
Nice tackle.
Nice job. Nice. So the D-line there that time looked like they
were able to, Coach O'Neill, they were able to force the ball outside there. I think that was Thompson who wanted to take the ball right up the gut. Wildcats did a nice job of collapsing it on the inside, forcing the ball outside. Then Austin Gomez came screaming in from that free safety spot, acting as an eraser in the defensive backfield. Big tackle there for the Cats.
That was about the best play I've seen the defensive line have. They established the line of scrimmage about a yard into the backfield as opposed to the Blue Devils pushing it across on them.
So we got 4th and 4 here for the Blue Devils. Again, inside the scoring zone. Like you talked about last week, Coach O'Neill, last week, Warren did kind of struggle there in the scoring zone. The Blue Devils are going to take a timeout to try to get everybody on the same page here. We kind of noticed that.
Yeah, they struggled on that last one. They clearly weren't on the same page on that 4th down that they ran last time. So, do you like CSI? Do you like those shows, Coach, CSI?
You know, there's a lot of Bachelorette and what's the other one with Steve Martin and and Martin Short. I don't know if that's a show. I don't. I don't get the remote control in my house. I know. I don't know about you, but I don't normally get to pick what's on the TV too
Gotcha.
often.
Well, for those of you that do, have you considered a career in forensic? If so, please join us for the inaugural combined meeting of the Psychology Club and MedCats. Ms. Crane, who's a former crime scene investigator and our department secretary and mother of LHS football player, they will talk about some of her cases. Join us on Monday, September 12th, after school in the library classroom.
Here we go, 4th and 4 here for the Blue Devils.
So Behrens is under center with Thompson well behind him. He's going to roll out. He's
Power
naked
pass
boot.
off of it.
And he had 3 open receivers and chooses one of them in the end zone. And he connects with, I believe, Xavier Shield for the touchdown. They had receivers at every level there, Coach.
Well, you know, Coach Neal, that was a play action off there, kind of little bread and butter power play there. It's a very common one. A lot of teams carry it. Most teams kind of refer to it as like a power pass type deal where the fullback goes, try to kick off the edge, slips out to the flat, tight end sneaks out on that little out route. Like you said there, nice call there by the Warren defense on 4th and 4. And it gets paid off for him by that touchdown pass.
Lined up in that little muddle there again. Shift down to kick, snap, good, hold, and it's blocked. There we go. There we go, defense. Something to hold your hat on a little bit there. I mean, they've been playing the Blue Devils after that first play. They've been playing them well, but just aren't getting the final stops.
Right.
That was 7 plays, 48 yards, and 319, thanks to Coach Kowal.
And there you go. You see the Wildcats coming off the edge there with the big tip on the block and keeping it back in now to a 2-score game. So while we've got another break here, Coach O'Neill, let's get some more Wildcat sport action. I know our varsity girls cross-country team is heading out down to Peoria tomorrow, heading down to Detweiler Park for the first to the finish race. And
that's a long way to go to run 3 miles.
It's the state championship course, though, Coach O'Neill, so I know a lot of programs in our area venture down there. Brian Dumphy, the athletic director down at Peoria High School, does a great job of hosting a ton of races to give kids a chance to run on the course at Detweiler prior to the state series. So good luck to Coach Sharp and the girls cross-country team tomorrow as they make the trip down to Peoria and safe travels. A lot of Wildcats heading south this week. Coach Loika on the road tonight. Hopefully he'll maybe tune in and join us here as they finish up down at Effingham at the Crossroads Classic. And then Coach Sharp heading down, taking the girls cross-country team down to Peoria.
So the Blue Devils are kicking off from the 40. The kick is up. That is caught by numbers. Oh, he's got a seam. Compare makes a nice little move. Gets out to the 35 before he's caught by the safety valve. There, that's number 11, Tieran Stewart. But nice job by the Wildcats. So couple special teams plays here, Coach. A block PAT, a nice return on the kickoff, on the kick return team. Get a little juice going for the Cats.
Correct. Oh, excuse me, Coach O'Neill. That's correct. It was a nice job there from the Cats of really responding back to that Warren score. And let's see what the Coach Shack and the Wildcat offense have dialed up here to get us started.
So Chambeau once again back behind center, ready to take the snap. True right next to him. That bunch off to his left. Snap is there. It's given to True, and he's going to pound ahead for a solid 3 yards. Nice little gainer there. So 5 minutes in the half, Coach. You're down 15. What's your thought process on play calling right here?
It's just, as we mentioned before, it's not time to panic. You just keep doing what you've been practicing, what you got in your sheet, what you've been working on, what you've been executing the best in practice throughout the week. It's really no time to press right now. Also knowing, too, that Warren does get the ball to start the second half here. Let's see if the Wildcats can put together a strong drive. The Wildcats have moved the ball against the Warren defense. Had a couple of first downs there going. They kind of stalled out a little in that second drive. There's
Once
Charlie
again, the
back
give
off
is to
tackle.
True, and he's going to pound ahead and pick up, looks like another 3 right there.
So now you put yourself in a really manageable 3rd and 4. And the Cats have done a nice job of converting at that distance so far tonight. Where the Cats have really gotten themselves in trouble is when they get behind the sticks. And that goes back to those keys of the game, which
Usually is. It's tough to play behind the sticks.
especially against a defense like Warren's, where they're able to, when they get into that rhythm and can rally to the football, that makes it a little bit of a challenge.
So a first down here obviously is huge for the Cats. It's 3rd and a long 4, looks more like 5 from up here. So let's see if they put the ball in the hands of Chambeau. They do. He's going to fire across
Nice.
to Gavrick. A big gain, about 15 yards. That brings it across the field to almost the Warren 45 there.
Nice play action pass there. Chambeau pulls it out of True's stomach there on the mesh and hits KG over the middle of the field there as the linebacker suck up against the run.
Whoa.
Nice conversion there for the Wildcats.
They moved that ball way back. Am I just missing when guys are hitting the ground, or are they?
I think you might, maybe just a little.
Wow, I thought he had another 3 yards there. Either way, nice completion, Chambeau to Gav. See if that gets a little thing going. Dink is in there to throw some block. Ball comes out wide open. Gavrick, that's not the game plan. And he's going to go ahead. He was down. So Gavrick caught the ball, lost it after he got tackled, but he was on the ground. But that's another first down right there, Coach.
And you can see here to the replay, good play action fake there. KG from that slot receiver position on the out route. Nice throw from Chambeau to get that ball over the top into Gavrick. And that's really been what's gotten the Wildcat offense the first 2 weeks going, Coach O'Neill. It's a good sign here to see Quinn kind of getting a rhythm to find KG and Luca back out on the outside. And like we said, like that's been what has been the Wildcats' bread and butter so far offensively the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I think what we're seeing here is they're going to have to put the ball in the sophomore's hand if they want a chance to win this game to score. And they do. Slings it out once again. Got to make one guy miss. So that's Drake Johnson, and that was Jalen Duffy coming firing down. You're not going to make that man miss all that often.
No. I know, Coach O'Neill, I just heard Mrs. Davis must be listening to the broadcast because she's contesting my thought that I don't get to pick anything on the remote on the TV. So I haven't seen my wife in the past couple days here, so just wanted to say hello, thanks for watching. And you're probably right. Like, I'll just leave it there. Like, you're probably right. Yep.
It's a good answer. So that quick out there from Chambeau to Johnson was dropped for about a 5-yard loss. Some confusion on the field about formation or
Timeout.
personnel.
Libertyville.
Libertyville calls its first timeout, I believe, Coach, right?
It is.
It's first timeout to get things straightened up. There's 2 minutes left. All of a sudden, the clock's a little bit of a factor from the 40-yard line.
You know, you've got 2 timeouts left. The clock stops after first downs. I would kind of disagree, Coach O'Neill. I don't think the clock's a factor one iota. Like I said, the Blue Devils are going to get the ball back at the start of the half. You want to try to take as much of the clock down as you can here, but ultimately the clock is not a factor. Executing your plan and your play and keeping ahead of sticks, getting this to a third manageable, that's forefront of the Wildcats' mind right now.
For sure. But I'd also like them to get in the end zone, and there's only 2 minutes left to do so.
This is true. So as we get ready here, I know you can see the Wildcat marching band. You get a good look in there at Coach Ori, and there's Coach Christensen as well in the offensive huddle. Wildcats marching band's getting lined up on the field, ready to go here for the halftime show. They just got back, too, from the Minnesota State Fair, Coach O'Neill. We were talking to Mr. Gore here before the game, and the Wildcats marching band ventured on up there for a clinic up at the University of Minnesota and got to march a nice mile-long parade out there at the Minnesota State Fair.
And they were at Condell today to honor the healthcare workers also.
That's awesome.
So now it is a second, and we're calling it 15. So now, you know, if you're putting the ball in the hands of your sophomore quarterback, they're bunched out to his left up there. Got to see what Coach Shack has dialed up. Snap is in his hands. The fake or the give is to True. Little delayed.
Oh, there we go. Come on, Charlie.
Little delayed draw there. Seemed like the timing was off a little bit, maybe because of the high snap.
Yeah, just a little. And that was that same play. The Wildcats had a nice 7-8 yard gain earlier there in the first quarter, linebacker stayed home a little bit more on that one, and Charlie was just a little close to breaking out of that for a big play there for the Cats.
So that brings up a 3rd and 12 right now.
Be interested to see if this is 4-down territory here for the Cats, Coach O'Neill.
Depends on how you're working the clock, right? Oh, nice snap. Shambo's dropped back at night. Oh, he sits. Sid didn't buy into those guys jumping past him, but then he gets dropped for called another 8-yard loss. That might change the 4-down options here.
It might, and timeout here by Warren too. So now this is where it gets
We
to
have
the
timeout.
Now this is
Warren.
where it gets to kind of a dangerous spot here for Warren. So you hear in the NFL specifically, they focus a lot on the last 4 minutes of the first half, the last 4 minutes at the end of the game too, Coach O'Neill, because here this is kind of a pivotal moment in the game for the Wildcats, because the Blue Devils are able to go down and score here. They get the ball to start back in the second half. Can be a 2-score swing. So this is kind of a crucial time here for the Cats as the balance of this game continues to be fought for.
So I feel like, and you know I'm as aggressive as can be with the calls here. I feel like this almost has to be a punt from this down and distance to bury him deep.
And
shout out to Mr. Chris Buckley, LHS alum. I forget what year. That'd probably be 19. Let's call it 19. Neighbor of mine. He's checking the broadcast out tonight. Loves listening to Wildcat football, so thanks for joining us. So they are back to punt. Shambo is back, standing at about the 45. Snap is a good snap. Left-footed kicker. Oh, gets into this one here.
Nice punt.
Ball is caught at the 15, makes one man miss, and then he is brought down, but then a penalty flag.
There we go.
Right in the holding land. That should bring them back right into the shadow of their end zone there.
It is. It's something we talked about earlier there, Coach O'Neill, about the Warren team. Penalties have been an issue. That's something the past couple years that Warren has definitely kind of battled with. They think they were. I saw somewhere there was 10 penalties last week in that Maine South game. It is something that's just part of where they're at. They generally do a really nice job of trying to overcome
On
them.
the
But
return, illegal block in the back. Number 21. Penalty will be enforced from the end of the run. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
But as opposed to starting with the ball out here on the 20, now the ball goes back here to the 6 with about 1:08 left.
So one thing to keep in mind, though, is it only took them 10 seconds to get their first score. When you have an athlete like Jalen Duffy, and he's not the only athlete you have to cover for and compensate for, those quick strikes can be pretty dangerous.
And that's where here I would not be surprised to see the Wildcats just kind of back things off. The 10-yard pass play is not going to kill you. Rally to the football, make the tackle, keep it in bounds, keep the clock running.
Warren is out of timeouts, if I believe it. Yeah, look there. We got our graphic up there. Nice job by Wildcat Productions teams. They're the ones giving you the graphics and the replays. So the give is an end around to number 7, Cassius Callahan. And like you said, the Cats were sitting back. Nobody's charging forward. Nobody's blitzing. First down will stop the clock at the 20, but the Wildcat chain crew, will they get that going quick and get that clock going again?
And that's one of the things here, too, Coach. When you look at it from the Warren perspective, the run game's not going to hurt you here. Like you said, Warren's been successful in the run game. They can stick with the run game here. High school football, the ball does stop, or the clock does stop after a first down here. So I wouldn't be surprised, though, if the time is ticking down to see Warren take a shot at some point.
Oh, that was a block in the back. Catch by Duffy. He gets it out to the 30, gets out of bounds. Nice rush there. Had an outside rush. Scotty Creel blitz. Man, Coach Budge just has a knack for calling up the right blitz at the right time, doesn't he?
He sure does.
And Scotty Creel just got a little push in the back. Wasn't able to get to Behrens before he was able to offload to Duffy.
I know, Coach, you talked about Behrens coming back to football. Arizona State baseball commit. So I'm sure Coach Thompson and the Wildcats will I'm sure see him on the mound at some point
for sure
this upcoming spring.
Wanted to come back because he wanted to play a good, fun senior year. All right, so there is 32 seconds left on the clock. Behrens takes the snap. Penalty flag from way deep. Delay of game.
Dead ball. Delay of game. Number 9 on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Not really a hugely costly penalty at this point. They're either going to get big chunks or they're or they're going to run out the clock.
Like as you saw in that last play, that little hitch to the boundary over there to Duffy, now that hitch puts you at 2nd and 5 as opposed to 1st and 10.
Good point. Good point, Coach.
Looks like we got a full moon out tonight, Coach O'Neill.
It's a good-looking moon. I was going to start singing I See a Bad Moon Rising, but the way the Cats are butting it down here, I don't know. Seems like good things are coming up.
You had quite the melodic tones coming out in our pregame here, so we're excited maybe to see a little. There's a good rush.
Nice rush. Got to make a tackle.
Nice
there we
job.
go. And look at that, Coach. Instead of 2nd and short, now we've got a 2nd and long. So good pressure from the Cats right there. And then it looks like the Blue Devils are going to let this run out. So there we had good pressure right up front.
And like we talked about, that's a huge stop before the half there for the Cats defense. With the Blue Devils getting the ball coming out of half, great job by the Wildcats of not letting Warren get anything started. Go back in at halftime here, regroup a little bit, come out ready to fight here in the second half.
Big tackle by Devon Wallace right there. He was last week's one of the Wildcats of the week. Big tackle by him to stop that up. And the Blue Devils said take a 15-0 lead to halftime, but it feels like there's a little Mr. Mentum is on our side here. If I'm paging Big Mo, I mean the Blue Devils started with a first strike, first score, first play of the game, and then the Wildcats have really held their own since then.
It has, Coach O'Neill. You know, there's been a couple ups and downs here for the Wildcats to start the game. They've done a nice job of remaining neutral, continue to stay in the fight, not getting too high or not letting themselves get too low when things haven't come their way, because it's really been just a couple of big plays here for Warren that have really been the difference so far.
Yeah, so we will turn it over to the Libertyville Marching Band. Palms and Cheer are all going to get in on the show. We're getting a full house up here in the booth, and we will see you on the other side of halftime.
Welcome to halftime. For 2022, the Marching Wildcats invite you to tune in and tune out as they present a medley of classic television themes. Sit back, relax, and don't touch that dial. There is a fifth dimension beyond that which is known to man. Its dimension is vast as space and is timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow. It is the Twilight Zone. Space, the final frontier. Time for the Marching Wildcats to give a roll. She's got Captain. go for a 3-hour tour to Gilligan's Island.
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here. Please enjoy this theme to the Muppets. Yay! I'll take memorable marching music for 400, Alex. We wrap up our portion of tonight's show with Final Jeopardy. And now we feature the award-winning LHS Palms team under the direction of Casey Newman and Allison Forsythe. Please enjoy this performance of Britney Spears' Toxic. Since 1945, the Marching Wildcats have ended their halftime show by forming our school letters on the field. Please enjoy this 77-year Libertyville High School tradition, the Block LHS. Senior tuba soloist Liam Harrison with your Marching Wildcats. The Marching Wildcats are under the direction of Adam Gore and Matt Carnstead, with percussion instructor Savannah Hendricks. Drum majors are Pilot Biggs, Jessica Brown, and Catherine Harrison. The Marching Wildcats would like to give a special thanks to all of our student leaders and parent volunteers for their assistance in preparing today's performance. We'll see you in 2 weeks as we take on Waukegan. Let's go Wildcats!
The Wildcat freshman football team continued their undefeated season last night, defeating Warren 19-8. They will play again next Thursday night at Lake Forest under the lights. The Wildcat JV football team will host Warren tomorrow here in the stadium with a kickoff at 9 a.m. Varsity boys golf team lost a close match last night with Mundelein. Ryan Andrews led the Wildcats shooting a 37. The golf team will be in action tomorrow playing in the Anthem Invitational. Wildcat girls varsity golf team defeated Mundelein 185-221 this week. Jocelyn Herr was the medalist, shooting a 44. Varsity boys cross country team ran to third place in the Lake County Championship behind the third place finish of Jack Hamilton. They will race in the Peoria Invitational tomorrow morning. Good luck to the girls cross country team, who is traveling to Peoria tomorrow to compete in the first to the finish Invitational. Run fast, ladies. Varsity girls tennis team will play in the Buffalo Grove Invite tomorrow. Varsity boys soccer team played to a scoreless tie last night versus the Blue Devils. Alec Leroy along with Cole Danner were key players for the Wildcats. The soccer team will host Lakes High School here in the stadium tomorrow at 12:30. Congratulations to the Wildcat varsity volleyball team with a straight set win over Warren 25-20, 25-21. Cats are 7-3 and will play in the Effingham tournament this weekend. Varsity girls swimming and diving are 2-0 with a win over Lake Forest this week, 113-73. They will host Stevenson next Thursday night. Good luck to all the Wildcats in action this weekend. Wildcat Productions is broadcasting today's game on the NFHS Network and YouTube. You can find the game by going to nfhsnetwork.com and searching Libertyville High School, or by heading over to the Wildcat Productions YouTube page. Make sure to subscribe and follow so you don't miss the action. You can interact with announcers Bill Mix, Chris Davis, and Kevin O'Neill using the Twitter handle @LHSO'Neill.
All right, welcome back to Walter R. Johnson Sports Complex for this Week 3 matchup. Let's try that again. NSC Conference kickoff between the Libertyville Wildcats and Warren Blue Devils. Blue Devils got out to a quick lead. Cats started with the ball, had a nice little drive to start out, came up with nothing. Blue Devils quick strike, touchdown on one play, Behrens to Duffy. And since then, the Cats' D has settled down, had a couple stops. Offense is getting some things moving. Coach Davis, what do you know from the first half? What do you think we're going to see?
I think for the Wildcats, it's again big stop there by the defense at the end of the half. Warren got the ball back with about a minute or so left, had a penalty that kind of moved him back in the shadow of their own end zone. And the Libertyville defense did a great job keeping Warren out from getting any points there before half, and getting a chance to kind of get 2 scores up here quick as they get the ball here to receive it the second half. Cats defense has done a nice job of hunkering down when Warren gets into the red zone. Big goal line stop there for the Cats defense on 4th down. And then offensively, like you said, the Wildcats have been able to generate some momentum. It's just being able to sustain that momentum. So we go back to those keys of the game that Coach Shack shared with us, and winning the down with that efficiency, keeping the offense on the field and in the driver's seat is definitely going to be something to look for here in the second half from the Cats.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I was talking with Coach Thompson over there. I feel like they got to turn the keys over to Shambo. They've had some success with him on passes, not just those quick screens, but letting him roll out, letting him do some things. And the run game we've struggled with a little bit. Charlie True is certainly putting his head down, getting the yards he can get. We need to stay with that, but I think giving the keys to Shambo a little bit here and putting it on his arm, you're reluctant to do that as to a sophomore. But he's been our offensive highlight so far.
I think like we talked about in the first half during the broadcast, the Wildcat offense has really gone through that connection from Shambo to Gavrick and to Nikolic. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Wildcats go back to that. Wildcats got some nice momentum by getting those guys back involved in the passing game. And like you said, wouldn't be surprised to see them hit back that when they get the ball back this next time.
So got a score update here. Volleyball won over Bloomington, so they're down in Effingham. Volleyball won 25-20, 25-18 over Bloomington, which is nice. Nice job, Coach Loika and the girls. Great program.
We've got some scores here from around the NSC. It is 10, Stevenson 10, the Lake Zurich Bears nothing at the half. Stevenson blocked the field goal right before halftime, and to keep it at that 10-0 score out in Lake Zurich. And then Lake Forest is up on Waukegan 27-0, just right there as they finishing up the first quarter last time we got a score.
Gotcha. Want to give a quick shout out to a couple of my brothers who are watching, literal brothers. Brian and Dan are watching. And then a couple of my brothers from another mother, Pitter and Pacer, two of my best buddies going way back. They are also checking out the broadcast tonight. So thank you guys for tuning in to Wildcat Football.
And when we got a second, I want to give a quick shout out to Tom Pierce and Jake LaFollette, my teammates from the class of 2003. Those guys are tuning in tonight. They heard that I was on the microphone. I don't think they could pass up the opportunity as they're tuning in here tonight.
Outstanding. So one more. So GSA, the Gender Sexuality Alliance, is a club open to LGBTQ plus students and their allies. Their first meeting is this Tuesday, the 13th, in room 258, which is Miss Naslin's room, in case you don't know the numbers. And everybody is welcome.
So Miss Naslin's room, that would be in the English area, right, Coach O'Neill? So we could, if you don't know the numbers of the building, you know by where the classes are kind of grouped. It's in the English area.
It's right over there. So as Coach Davis said, the Blue Devils will get the ball to start the second half, but that means the Wildcat defense gets to be the ones to go out there first. Luke Compare is doing the kicking now. I've never seen a group alternate kickers quite as much as this one. Compare sometimes, Gavrick the other.
Just taking advantage of everybody's skill set of Coach O'Neill.
So Will Carney, who else on this? Boyd Hunt on this kickoff team. Jake Dinklenberg, number 3, that's Luke Williamson. Compare lays into the kick, line drive kick, drives to the sideline, and just to the sideline at the 15. That is Thompson. He comes to the middle, clearly a middle return set up.
Good coverage there by the Cats. Nice job of squeezing it. Nice job there, number 1, Devon Wallace, being able to get back through and fold in, help with that tackle.
Another nice tackle. Devon Wallace, he had one right at the end of the half to kind of seal up, stopping that drive. And again, Devon was Wildcat of the Week last week because of the intensity he's been bringing to practice. He's showed a lot of grit, according to Coach Jones.
All right, so the Warren offense coming back on the field. We've seen this quite a bit here from Warren with their 2 tight ends, fullback set. Like we talked about the first half, don't really see this too much in high school football anymore.
Cats have 5 on the line. A quick out to Duffy, and he is going to be chased down. That is number 3, Luke Williamson, and then Austin Gomez finishes him off. Looks like the Cats were lined up in a straight 5-2 there, Coach.
It does, and that's where, we talked about the Warren defense playing with a 4-man line. Most defenses in the area play with a 3-man line, and you get the option from the 3-man line to kind of give a variety of different looks there. You see that with Warren by walking people up, something very popular in NFL with kind of the 2 inside linebackers walking up with that double A gap type pressure, whether it's simulated or it actually happens, and then here for Coach Budge and the Cats, you see a little bit of that defensive adjustment coming out of halftime.
So Williamson giving Duffy some cushion down here at the bottom. Bayron's getting pressured. He gives underneath. And he kind of slung that out there. That was to Thompson. I couldn't tell if that was a pitch or a little sidearm pass.
That was the first time tonight that Warren has really released all 5 out into the route. This was something coming into the game. They've done a little bit more this year, kind of spreading things out. Barron's being a big-time baseball commit, letting him kind of use his arm to kind of pick things apart has been a little departure maybe then from some of the Warren offenses in the past.
So it's set up a 2nd and 5 already across midfield. Behrens is in the gun. Thompson is next to him, motioning across. The give is to the motion man,
nice.
And he is eaten up.
Oh.
That is number 63, who was first one there. Or I'm sorry, number 66, Cole Matalenko, did not get fooled on that, stayed at home.
We got a flag down here on the play, though. Looks like probably a face mask against the Cats.
Oh, I didn't see it on the replay.
On the defense, 5-yard penalty enforced from the end of the run.
So 5 yard just means 5 yard means his hand went up there and caught him.
Yep, and actually we ended up getting a yard back because it was such a big loss. We definitely would have preferred to have 3rd and long there. So we've seen that a little bit as a wrinkle from the Blue Devils in the first half. We talked about that's a little power read type play, same type of action for the big guys up front, just looks a little bit different to the defense.
So Behrens is in the gun, and that is Thompson again behind. No, I'm sorry, that's Duffy behind him right now.
I think that's Thompson, Coach O'Neill, number 2.
Gotcha, my eyes just failing me here. Fake, and Behrens is going to keep it. He breaks 2 tackles. He's got an outside corner. He's got a lane. It's up to Gomez to kind of save him, knock him out of bounds. And Gomez is just able to, by hitting through a blocker, knock him out of bounds, but a big gain and a fast-moving drive for the Devils here.
And that's the first time we've seen the athletic ability of Behrens on display here tonight. He pulls it off of that read and is able to get to the edge and attack, get downhill. Nice job by the skill players from Warren, though, of looking up for finding blocks, not just watching the quarterback run. They did a really nice job. This is the area of the field, though, Coach O'Neill, Warren has struggled with tonight. So hopefully the Wildcat defense can continue to hunker down here.
And not just Blue Devils struggle, but Wildcat strapping it in here. So the give is to Thompson, who once again does that jump over. Man, he's not afraid to go up in the air with that, is he?
No, he's not. And that's where, again, we saw the Wildcat defensive line there be able to go a little bit low to help kind of neutralize some of the pulling from the Warren offensive line. I remember, I think it was played with Maurice Edwards last year. May have been the Maine South game. The entire defensive line goes a little low right there in the spot. Edwards tries to jump on over, gets met by all the linebackers from Maine South. That kind of set the tone for the rest of that game last year.
And they tried that play earlier, too. And I think that Libertyville, the defensive linemen, like you said, are getting super low. They're almost bear crawling through and just trying to create some piles in there. Guten Tag, join German Club. Thursdays after school at 11:09. All are welcome. This week we'll have gummy bear tasting and a German art activity. Auf Wiedersehen. So now it's 2nd and 5 or 6. Beheis takes the snap, slings it out into the slot. 1-on-1, and Cats defense sure tackling there. Really nice job. Look, Cole Matalenko got all the way out there eventually, but first on the tackle, I believe might have been Joey Carlucci who got out into the flat
number
there.
15, Hayden Kuntz out there as well, Coach O'Neill.
So nice job. Was wide open in the flat, but ended up picking up about 4 yards, but very sure tackling, made sure it didn't get any more than that.
So here we go, 3rd down and a long one here for the Blue Devils. Let's see what Coach Budge and the Wildcats have cooked up. Like you said, Wildcats have excelled in these situations down here tight tonight.
Snap under center, they give it to Thompson. He jumps again over, but man, then is he met by a couple Wildcats who I think are getting a little tired of him running through them like that.
So that'll move the chains here, and the box will go to the 5. It's 1st and 5 for the Blue Devils as we get going here in the second half. We'd like to wish good luck to our varsity boys golf team with Coach Matthews and the guys heading up to Spring Valley. Coach Peterson and the girls team are wrapped up at Spring Valley tonight. Coach Matthews and the boys head out there tomorrow for an invite hosted by Antioch.
Nice job. All right. So let's see who we got. Bayhines is under center. They're in that tight eye formation. One receiver out, and we're rolling. This is what they scored on last time.
Pass.
They've got all the time in the world, and they're sitting all alone in the corner of the end zone is number 6, Nico Manstoros. That's the second time they've run that same play for a touchdown.
Like you said, Coach O'Neill, we saw that for a Blue Devil score earlier in the first half. No surprise, they come back to the well again on it.
Almost the same spot on the field, too. Hash and left hash, 5-6 yard line.
All right, Coach O'Neill, do you think we see, or is this just a little shadow game here?
No, they're shifting down again.
Yep.
Well, with the safety, it gave them a cushion, right? It's not another score. So they don't need the 2 points. Oh, and that's blocked again. Not allowed to advance, but heck of a play there. That had to be Cole Matalenko who caught that.
It was.
I believe it was. Or is that Cole Bonder who caught that, 83?
I think it was Cole, number 6'6".
Okay. All right, so another blocked extra point by the Wildcats, but still plans us down 3 scores right here, Coach Davis.
So with about 9 minutes, 2 seconds left in the third quarter, the Blue Devils take the opening drive of the half all the way down, scored, make it 21-3.
Was an 8-play, 71-yard drive in 2 minutes and 51 seconds, according to Coach Kowal, who I also just had the opportunity to meet his grandson, Cole, who's a big fan here. Sally Kowal, class of 71, was up here with the 6-year-old grandson, Cole. It was the special press box guest of Connie Kowal. So thank you for joining us up here. So Cats are ready to receive this kickoff. Deep we have Luke Compare, I believe, and who is opposite him?
It was Drake Johnson earlier tonight. Looks like it might be Drake out there as well again.
Thank you. So the Blue Devils, they did have one offsides on their kickoff on the first one. They've gotten pretty good kicks. Cats did get a nice return on the last kickoff that the Blue Devils did. This kick is up, kind of a line drive, end over end, a little miscommunication there, and it's going to go ahead and roll into the end zone for a touchback. They are automatic touchbacks in high school football when they go in the end zone, even if somebody touches it before it goes in there.
So as the Wildcats come off the field here, you get a good look at those helmet stickers that are on the back of the Wildcats hat. Those are normally tied to the game goals that each side of the ball has. A nice way to kind of keep the players focused on the process, not necessarily on the outcome, Coach O'Neill.
Very good. That's what it's got to be. And, you know, down 3 scores right now, you have to just think about, okay, you can't score 3 times on one drive. You got to get some good plays. Good plays become first downs. First downs become touchdowns. You just got to keep them going.
So 3 receivers split out here to the top of the screen. True in the backfield next to Shambo, and it looks like we have offsides by the Blue Devils.
And that's, you know, give our offensive line credit for sitting still. Give our quarterback credit for getting that call.
Offsides. Number 38 on the defense.
So that puts the Cats already right above the sticks. And a good way here to start the drive coming out of the half, Coach O'Neill.
Absolutely. So Cats will just go back up to the line. We've got that bunch receiver set off to Quinn's left. Looking over the sideline, see what Coach Ori wants them to finalize with. Snap is there, fake to true. Looks like it was supposed to go into the bucket. Quinn keeps the ball. He's going to pick up. Oh, looks like
It's about 3 or 4.
3 or 4 from the original line of scrimmage. Oh, did he pick up the? All right. See, why do I keep questioning you, Coach Davis? You are on every single one of these.
Had a lot of practice, Coach O'Neill.
So three or 4 for Quinn. That looked like that exchange was a little messed up. Looks like he might have wanted to give it to Charlie there.
It did. It was a nice job by Quinn there, though, even it was a fall in the running back because the blocking's going that way for the running back on the run.
So now the give is to True, and he is ripped from up top. Still trying to crawl and fight forward, but he's going to get back up to the line of scrimmage, which is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
So big 3rd down here for the Wildcats. Big down because it's the next down, but a good opportunity here for the Cats to keep the ball rolling. When the Cats have been in these 3rd and manageable situations tonight, they've done a really nice job of keeping ahead of the chains. Sometimes the Cats have gotten in trouble when they've been 3rd and away from the chains. Going back to those keys of the game.
So we'll see what Coach Shack has. Got 2 receivers split out to his left. One in Luka Nikolic, solo, close in to the right.
So you see Warren here with those inside linebackers walked up to line of scrimmage. They'll blitz. They'll drop back in coverage. Here it looks like everybody's going to bail back out.
So Quinn's reads. He's looking right away. Tries a back shoulder toss.
And there's the flag.
And they're going to call pass interference on that on Nikolic. Nikolic had good body position. So did the defender. That one is that's a tough call one way or the other, which way it goes.
So it was a good job there by the Cats recognizing the one-on-one matchup and going back up to it like we talked about. That has really been what's got the Wildcat offense going so far this year.
So, are they pointing it back at the Cats? It looked like the referee just pointed it back at the Cats, and he's facing that direction. We'll wait to get the call here. Science Olympiad season is officially starting next week. We will turn it over to the outfield.
We have pass interference on the offense. 15-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Now, see, I would not have defended that call if they gave pass interference on the defense because I don't think he particularly interfered. I definitely don't think Luka interfered with him.
Yeah, that's a tough one there, Coach O'Neill. But like we said, maybe you and I need to contact Mr. Woods then and get our officials patches to kind of help out.
So that sets up a very long 3rd down, 3rd and 16 here. Snap is to Shambo. He's got some time. Gets it out across the middle. Just kind of takes a short pass there. Dumps it into number 20. That is Drake Johnson. But that's still going to leave a 4th and about 8. So the Cats will be punting here. We'll see Shambo drop back to kick. See if he can get another big one to roll. That's Jaden Turner for the Blue Devils.
Snap back to Quinn. Nice little
line drive punt right at him. And he's going to get a corner right there. He's across midfield and gets to the 20, to the 40 before he is brought down.
And there's the flag for the late hit on Warren.
Way in. Well, that ref threw that flag about 40 yards, Coach.
But he's got the view of it, Coach O'Neill. So as you see through the mechanics of the team, the 2 officials this side are watching where the spot is to the ball. That official's job is to cover that, especially on those special teams plays with that blindside block. That it was a point of emphasis a couple years ago. That was a big point that the officials would talk with all teams about during scrimmages or in the preseason, and is definitely something that you've seen to try to take those hits out of the game of football.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul, number 53 on the return team. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
And we have seen that that Warren has apt to do that. They've had a couple of those. We know that cost them a couple scores against Maine South, too. So that line drive punt really kind of set up that return because it's hard for the returners to get down there quick, or excuse me, hard for the coverage team to get down there quick enough. So here you see a replay.
So while we got a break here in the action, too, our girls swimming and diving team has their first home meet of the year on Thursday. They host the Patriots from Stevenson. Action gets underway at 5 o'clock, and we've got some new NFHS cameras that are going up in our pool on Tuesday. So if those are all up and running, the action's going to get streamed out on the web, too. So if you can't make it, jump on and get to watch some Wildcats swimming and diving.
Snap is back. Don't know if that was a delay. I'm not sure what happened there, or there's an equipment issue with
Dead
Caleb
ball.
Christensen.
Legal procedure.
Oh,
72 on the offense.
False start.
all right. So false start, putting them back. So 15 yards on the personal foul, another 5 yards on a false start.
And that's one of those where that when you use motion quite a bit, it's when if the offensive lineman is moving, most of the time you'll see a guy put his hand down his stance late or something like that. Two guys in motion, you get the illegal
Get
motion
blown
play.
up right there.
It's definitely something when you got motion in your play call, just to make sure everybody's in set, because he should be set for a second. Nice shot there, Coach Ori on the side, well, the back of Coach Ori's head on the sideline there.
That's his best side. So that'll bring a 1st and 15 now. The give is to Thompson, and he gets the corner, which he was struggling to get. Oh, and then bounces off another missed tackle. It's a foot race now. Are we going to catch up to him? Cole Mitchell trying to get there, and he stopped just short. But boy, oh boy, after backing the Blue Devils up. And there's Coach Schrader.
And that's one of those plays like we talked about. Warren started out at the beginning of the game with the big play. Up until then, the Cats had really done a nice job of containing those really big long runs. They've had those 8-9 yard runs, but really haven't had this big burst here. You can see a couple missed tackles there by the Cats, leads to that long run by Thompson.
Great hustle right there by Chris Bennett to come all the way from the other side of the field to chase him down and save a touchdown. But the Blue Devils still are at the 1 yard line, 1st and goal from the 1 right now. This is tough sledding right now.
Warren's got to hustle
they're
here.
Almost
They're
out of
against the
time.
clock.
Yeah. Oh, and they moved. Or did the coach take timeout?
Yeah,
Coach took a
timeout.
So next
Warren.
Saturday, the 17th, is Constitution Day, commemorating the signing of the U.S. Constitution in Philadelphia on September 17th, 1787. Take a moment and appreciate the world's oldest functioning written constitution. Constitution Day is a holiday meant to honor and celebrate the privileges and responsibilities, Coach Davis, of U.S. citizenship for both native-born and naturalized citizens. Social Studies Department said we just had to do a Constitution Day
I think I
shout-out.
know somebody from the Social Studies Department who,
We couldn't let it pass.
I did not know that, Coach O'Neill. I'm going to have to put that. Didn't pop up on the Google calendar.
See, that's what teachers are for, Coach Davis. We never stop.
This is true. Never stop learning. You're a student more of your life than you are an athlete, Coach O'Neill. So
Absolutely. For some of us, a lot more.
this is true. We've got a quick score check here around the North Suburban Conference. It is still Stevenson 10, Lake Zurich nothing, with about 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. Just had a little screen pass from the Bears on 3rd and 7 to convert. So it looks like the Bears are on the move into Patriot territory.
So it's 1st down from the 1 yard line. The Warren Blue Devils are packed in like it's 1992, ready to run their offensive set. Behrens is under center. They run into each other. Kicked out, runs out of real estate, takes a nice cut, and good pursuit there on the outside. Owen McDonald coming down from the corner position all the way across. Way to go, Owen.
Great job there by the Wildcat defense, like you said, with that pursuit of really giving Thompson nowhere to run off of the kind of miscommunication in the backfield.
Right, it helps that the two bad guys ran into each other.
And like you said, Coach O'Neill, like while we've talked about how Warren's offense maybe looks a little bit different, nowadays this is the changeup. This is what a lot of teams don't see. A lot of teams practice against the 4 wide receivers, everything split out, different types of things. You don't see as
Give right
much.
to Thompson up the middle, and he's stopped again. Stopped again by the Cats. Number 50, Owen McGrory with a big stop. Man, that was a pop. Got to give Caleb Christensen credit. He's the guy. He's coming up. His helmet's on sideways. He's got 6 guys on top of him. He takes on 2 blockers so Owen can make that stuff. But, man, look at the pop here. Boom!
Great job there by the Wildcats defense. The Cats defense has done a great job all night in these situations of really, really hunkering on down in there.
So now got to do it again. 3rd down from the 2 once again. See what the Blue Devils decide. They do that pitch right up the middle, and he's able to fall forward. It looked like the offensive line might have just straight cut the defense there. Oh, that's a little extracurricular right there. There we go. And they got it. They got it. So Owen McDonald was trying to get through, and big old number 78 decided he didn't like Owen being feisty. And so that'll be a personal foul. That'll be assessed on the kickoff, Coach?
I believe so, Coach O'Neill, because it was after the play.
So the referees are talking about it. Science, oh, here we go. We're getting the call. Oh, he's going to check with Coach Jones what he wants to do. So Science Olympiad season's officially starting next week on 9/16. Science Olympiad is a competitive science team. If you have any,
We have a score after the play, dead ball, personal foul, 76 on the offense. We will enforce the penalty on the kickoff.
If you have any interest in the field of science, this team is for you. They meet on Fridays after school, room 241. Hope to see you there. So that's just a little bit more undisciplined, right? Cole Kowal delivering the drive for us. 4 plays, 58 yards, and 152. But 62 yards of that was on 1 play.
And it looks like Warren's going to keep. Oh, nope, not the offense. That is still the PAT team.
So they once again shift on in there. I wonder if they even have any plays for that.
That's what I was
Coach.
kind of going at, Coach Neal. I don't know.
Are they just lining up in it so people got to get ready for it? So the PAT, the snap, the hold, the kick is they get it off this time. He went out of his way to kick that ball up high because the Cats have blocked too. Eli Kelly is here measuring very ominously like measuring something here. But Mr. Kelly, one of the guys who keeps this operation going, along with Dan Treptow and all the great crew at for Wildcat Productions.
You know, and that's what I was going to say, Coach Neal. I had so many people who said so many wonderful things to say about the entire Wildcat Productions crew. Hats off to everyone involved, led by Mr. Treptow and Mr. Kelly. Do an awesome job with the production here. We're very fortunate to have it. We were one of the first high schools in the area to broadcast games up online. And, you know, they just take it to another level. It's really awesome. It's a great way to keep people connected, and even people who aren't able to be here tonight and to join us.
So while we got a second, we'll give you some of those folks here. So the director for the first half was Zach. Second half was Patrick. And then first half technical director David. On graphics was Emma. Replay was Patrick. Our camera people were Sosie, Henry, Breyer, Jack, and Finley. And then in the second half, we've got Sosie as the technical director, Finley on graphics, David, Zach, Emma, Breyer, Jack, and Henry all on the cameras. And you know that sound we heard, Coach? We've got the parabolic microphone going on in the second half, one of Mr. Treptow's new toys that they're trying out. And Jack is on the parabolic mic. So Wildcat production teams, your efforts are appreciated, and they are noticed by people in the community. They absolutely love being able to tune in.
And that's where, like you said, I know Mr. Treptow has even some more things in the work coming up when Coach Mix is able to join us back here in the booth in a couple weeks.
So the kick is up, but it's not a very long kick, taken at the 20, out to the 25, the 30, and it looks like he is going to be stopped up.
And it looks like Cats take over, like you said, Coach Neal, on the 38 there. Luke Compare on the return for the Cats. And here comes back out the Wildcat offense.
So chasing 28, halfway through the third. Got to get something going now. Offense needs something going.
Yep, and that's where kind of like in anything, even like being in a 2-minute situation, right? Like where you have a little more sense of urgency. It's all about getting that first down.
Right.
That first down just builds that momentum, gets you into the rhythm, because so much of offensive football revolves around being into that rhythm and creating that rhythm through your habits, through your pre-snap routines, things like that, to keep that momentum and keep you moving within the drive.
Shambo's taking a shot, got the Compare open. Oh man,
nice
he bobbled
job,
that. He bobbled that, but was able to hold on to it. So that is Quinn taking a shot downfield. That was to Luka Nikolic, just like Coach Davis said. Hey, there you go. There's the first down.
That's
How do you
right.
like that?
And that's a nice job there with the concentration by Nikolic of even off the bobble of having just being able to calm the mind down a little bit, concentrate on what's going on. Big play for the Cats, first time in the scoring zone tonight against the Blue Devil defense.
They're on the 15 right now. So Blue Devils backed up for the first time. I always loved, one of the things I loved you guys did offensively was the way you changed tempos and the way you made defenses on their heels. Chambeau, quick out right there, and there's the screen pass. It's going to pop for about 5.
And that's a nice job there on first down, getting those 5 yards, keeping ahead of the sticks, especially down here, definitely in 4-down territory. So you got plenty of time, you got plenty of downs to work with. And 2nd and 6 puts you in a nice spot.
So 2nd and 6 and close in. 2nd and 6 from about the 12.
And here comes number 83, Big Cole Bonder, coming back out here.
So got another big-bodied receiver getting in there.
Wouldn't be surprised to see pressure here from Warren. Here they come with it.
Chambeau's rolling out to his right, throws across his body. Dangerous spot. There was 3 Blue Devils there. Now there's another penalty coming out. There was some extracurricular blocking going on down here away from the play. I didn't get a chance to see if that was going to be Wildcat or Blue Devil.
We'll see after the officials confer here what we've got on the flag. Like you said there, that is one of the things like with the Warren offense or Warren defense. Once you start getting some things moving on, you start getting in tight, their answer is to bring pressure. Even though we've seen kind of that simulated pressure, that fake pressure earlier in the game, here Warren brings it. You saw both outside linebackers come off the edge there. Cats get that sprint out close against him here. It looks like
after the end of the play, we have a dead ball, personal foul, number 74, 15-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's mentally undisciplined play right there. You finally got the ball in the red zone. You were away from the play, completely away from the play, and now all of a sudden you're backed up almost to the 20-yard line on 3rd down.
And then here on the 3rd down, like we've talked about, it's not trying to get all the chunk here. It's about just getting yourself back in that manageable position. Definitely 4-down territory for the Cats here. So just about getting a good play, getting a good chunk of it back to get yourself that manageable 4th down.
So we've got Gavrick isolated off to the left, trips down here to the right. Chambeau takes the handoff, fake to true. Blitz comes up, and that ball is thrown down into the dirt. A little pressure. Quinn might have rushed it a little bit there, but now you're still sitting at 4th and 22 right now from the 27.
So here for the Cats, Warren definitely probably back off here a little bit, play it back towards 6, back towards the goal line. So we'll see what the Cats here have dialed up, ready to go. Definitely, you're, like you said earlier, Coach O'Neill, we're at the point where this is 4-down territory.
All right, you don't have a lot of 4th and 22 plays in the playbook, do you, Coach?
You've got a couple, but like you said, there's not a wide variety.
There's a personnel issue there, so we get a late switch when there's still plenty of time on the play clock here. So Chambeau takes
here
the
comes
snap.
the pressure.
Pressure is up. Quinn stays in there, and that ball is overthrown into the end zone. And so give Quinn a lot of credit. The sophomore quarterback just stayed in the pocket and delivered the ball. Just couldn't quite get it on target to where the Cats come underneath it.
And we see Warren bring pressure there to not let the Cats get anything to be able to develop back downfield. Warren brought 6 or 7 there on it, manned everybody back up to try to force the issue a little bit, so there wasn't time for anything to go back and develop. Credit to the Warren defense there, nice play by them. So the Barons comes back out. Blue Devils take over on the 27, and it'll be 1st and 10 here for Warren. Come back out in what has been kind of a little standard formation for them tonight, those 2 tight ends. And now we kind of split things out. See Barron's back in the gun.
So he's back in the gun. He's got Thompson to his side. Give to Thompson. He gets off to, starts inside, gets to the outside. And nice job there. We got sucked in a little bit. A couple of our guys got sucked in. Luke Williamson playing a really strong corner there. Closed it down and was able to make a nice tackle after only a gain of about 3.
So you can see here on the replay as Luke kind of comes back in, but does a nice job right there of getting back to the angle, running through. Nice tackle there to keep Thompson from being able to break that back outside.
And Thompson just went limping off, too. You obviously never hope a young man's hurt, but he is in some pain down there, and he'll be out for at least a couple plays. Looks like it might be just a cramp, hopefully, for his sake. Wouldn't mind seeing an injury that hurts him for another about hour and a half, though, and then completely healed.
So here we go. It's 2nd and 7 here for the Blue Devils.
The give is to...
That looked like number 21, Donovan McNeil.
Could be. I couldn't tell. It's not a jersey we've seen before.
Thompson's definitely carried a bulk of the load here in the backfield for the Blue Devils tonight.
Cassius Callahan is coming in right now. He's gotten some snaps at running back also. Nice look there at our defense. Charlie Clark is there. Big number 66, Cole Matalinko, who was a star of last week's game. One of the many defensive stars. When you got 6 turnovers, you got a lot of defensive
This is true,
stars.
Coach O'Neill. This is very true.
So it's 3rd and 5 for the Blue Devils. Bayheids back to pass. That screen is out, and there's nobody out there. We do have a flag down on the field from the side judge here.
Be interested to see. You might get a lineman downfield, Coach O'Neill.
It's an odd place that he threw the flag. The wide receiver's got a guilty look on his face, like he might have been doing something. But
or a legal procedure, somebody gets covered up on the line of scrimmage. But like you said, most of the time when you see that flag, generally going against the offense.
We have an eligible receiver downfield. Number 7 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Previous spot, 3rd down.
Have you watched this game before, Coach?
That wasn't even an RPO, Coach. That was just straight drop back pass. So that one's definitely on the offensive line there.
Join LASSO, the Latin American Student Organization, a place for those who identify as Latina, Latino, Hispanic, or those who wish to embrace our culture. Meet upcoming Thursday, September 15th, just in time for Hispanic Heritage Month. Come support our club in the concessions today by making a purchase. So we are back in that. The 2 receivers spread out, one in the slot there to Bayhind's left. Bayron's left. I keep changing his name. Straight back pass. Got some pressure coming up. Got some. Had a chance. Throws it away. Had a chance to wrap him up. Give Bayron's a lot of credit for keeping his feet there.
Yep. And big answer there from the Wildcat defense to force it here on 4th down. Cats did a nice job getting the ball back here to the offense. We'll see here on this replay coming up. See Barron's roll out here to the right after your initial read is covered. Good pressure by 83 Cole Bonder, 34 Charlie Clark. Caleb Christensen running there too, forcing Barron's to throw that ball away.
Nice job. Tanner Doro, who graduated, more than a couple years back, is watching the game, and he checks in with us. Thanks for watching, Tanner. Great to hear from you. So the Blue Devils.
Timeout.
This is the first punt
Warren.
the Blue Devils have lined up in today. They did not kick the ball very far in pregame in their punts. I didn't see a single punt that went more than 25 yards.
I heard that from a couple people down there on the field in the pregame, Coach O'Neill.
And all I could come back to is they probably don't practice it that much.
That was the exact same response I had as well. So as we have a little break here in the action, one place you can check and find all of our athletic schedules here at LHS is go to our athletic website, click on the schedules link on there. It'll take you to our school schedules. We have a ton of stuff. We try to hit everybody competing here in the fall tonight, and we just have a ton of stuff going on. It's wonderful weather outside. Come on out, support the Cats. Most sports right now are in the thick of their conference seasons. Coming up here soon before our next broadcast, we'll even have our conference golf tournaments to wrap up the year as they start heading into the postseason. So it's a great time to come out and check some of the action out here at LHS.
So Warren lines up in that spread punt with 3 guys deep. Doing the punting is Duffy, and we got, oh man, how did that go? Did that get blocked? Did it go through his hands? Fire, fire, fire. I don't, did that go through his hands? Would love to see that again. I don't know. That was Cole Matalinko, I think. So we'll get a shot at that. Wildcat Productions on it like white on rice, as always. So Matalinko gets pressure. Oh, man, just missed. But still great field position for the Cats to take the ball over.
Yep, Cats had that big chunk play there to start the last drive. Great field position here. Still have a chance to get some stuff going here for the Cats. Definitely not out of it yet. The Cats really need to just focus on it like we talked about, those keys of the game, maintaining their offense, getting that rhythm going, and really just putting together a nice drive here to kind of get things finished off.
Jack Kelson checking in. He did some broadcasting with us last year. Is down in Kentucky, is still studying that. Chambeau, quick release, that's out to number 10. Nate Callis, first time we've called his number today. Nice catch by Nate in traffic and holding on to that ball.
Nice, like we talked about there, good chunk play there. Gets the clocks, get the chains moving. Clock stops there on 1st down.
So we're down just around a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. But again, Chambeau, he just got some pressure on that last drive. He's stepping right in, empty backfield, no one to help out. Pressure from the outside, the ball's up over the top to Gavrick.
Nice.
And that is a catch for a touchdown, Libertyville Wildcats. What an athletic play by Gavrick, Coach.
It was, and Quinn took a heck of a hit there off the edge too. Did a nice job of staying in there with it and delivering that ball out to KG.
Gavrick. So nice job there, helping out the local print media, who's trying to make sure he can see what's going on. So we scored a touchdown, Coach. What time is it?
We have personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense. We enforce the penalty on the kickoff.
So here comes the Cats muddling crew, Coach O'Neill. The first time Coach Henneberry and the Muddlers have made an appearance tonight.
Oh, things are going on. They can't be calling. Warren can't need a timeout to figure this out.
Nope, just waiting to get everybody into a line.
So we'll see what Coach Henneberry snap is to within the line.
Yes!
True.
Yes!
Pounds in. Gosh, he is so good at that, finding the spot, sneaking his way in. It's like he was made for that. Cole Caldwell delivers the stat. So here we see the muddle.
Nice job there by the big mules up front. Charlie does a nice job of getting back in. Great job there by the Muddlers.
27 yards that drive was 27 yards and 3:48. 2 runs, 2 passes. Nice job there.
And, you know, like we said, Quinn did a great job there of staying in there, delivering the football out to Gavrick. Took a big hit there, which they got the roughing the passer for. That was something we saw a little bit last week in that Warren Maine South game. Quinn did a great job of staying in there. Big time throw to Gavrick back on the outside. Like we talked about earlier, Coach O'Neill, that's what gets the Wildcat offense going. They did a great job of getting to it there.
And he stayed in the pocket and got the roughing the passer call also, which adds another 15 that the Cats defense doesn't have to contend with.
So here we go. The kickoff team is coming back on the field, and we get the short field here with the penalty. I know Coach O'Neill's getting us updated here on that Twitter machine.
Trying to. Promise people will live tweet the game, Coach. We don't have interns to do this kind of stuff.
No, many responsibilities tonight, Coach O'Neill.
So the Cats will be kicking off from the other 45. You'd like to think this is guaranteed. Luke is going to put this one in the end zone. Pretty solid here. Warren Blue Devils aren't even really going all the way back to the end zone. No sense to. If you're inside the 5, you let it go. Getting it out at the 20. Libertyville marching band giving a little encouragement. Oh, we just kind of, that was an onside attempt. What is the ref rolling the whistle for?
Well, I think we had a little offsides, Coach O'Neill.
Oh, but we didn't mean it. I didn't even see the flag over there.
Dead ball, offsides
Oh,
on the kicking team.
I love the
5-yard
call.
penalty, re-kick.
Love the call. Onside kick. Take a shot at it. Why not?
Not one reason not to, Coach O'Neill, especially right there.
From this field position, you're not, yeah. I love the call. I love the aggression.
So we're backed up here just 5 yards to the 50.
Also gives the Blue Devils a little something to think about. I see Coach McNulty on the sideline, a little more animated than he often is on special teams there.
All right, so here we go. Wildcats spread back out. Compare still back to kick. And let's see if we do it again.
And we are. Oh, it's a little squib kick. Okay, good coverage. And nice tackle there out to about the 30.
That was number 54, Matt Drumkey, on the tackle.
Drumkey, outstanding.
And with 52 seconds left here in the third quarter, scores Warren 28, Libertyville 8. For those of you who might be tuning in, not able to watch, but just listening to the broadcast, I want to give a little update there.
So attention skiers and snowboarders. I know it's warm right now, but Snowcats is hosting their first meeting of the year on Thursday, the 22nd, before school at 8:30 in the library. If you have any questions, please see Miss Kelly in the LST.
Hard to believe it's almost that time of year, Coach O'Neill.
Start thinking about it. So now Warren's taking over, and Behrens is going to keep it. Don't let him get to the outside, but man, he planted that foot and got downhill quick.
He did, and that's something we've seen a little wrinkle from the Blue Devils here in the second half. Barron's a little bit more in the shotgun and being able to pull that ball, get back downhill.
And they pick up 9 yards on first down. And I think that is going to, no, the Blue Devils have to run another play in this quarter here. So defense has got to start feeling like they've been doing all right, but they need a turnover.
We do. There's something here to kind of keep that momentum going back for the Wildcats. Big play here, maybe try to get that ball stripped out, get the ball put on the ground.
Nope, incomplete, but that'll stop the clock again and make a 3rd and short, still in the third quarter. But even if the Cats offense can keep momentum going, defense is going to need to get them the ball back pretty quick. At some point here, defense is going to need something for them.
Yeah, this is a big third down here because it's the next third down, but also because right now you get a chance to, clock's going to stop anyway here after this play going into the fourth quarter, get a chance to maybe hold the Blue Devils and get them to a 4th down, especially in this territory, probably a little less apt to go for it at this point in the game.
That's a good point, Coach. Give is to Thompson, and he had him on the initial contact. He kept his legs moving, was able to pound out to second level. Give the Blue Devils offensive line credit there. They kept their legs churning, and so did Thompson. He's able to, or no, I'm sorry, that wasn't Thompson. That was Donovan McNeil, I believe, who carried that ball, number 21.
It was. McNeil came in for Thompson earlier, too, when Thompson had to leave the field for a play or two. And McNeil does a nice job there, like you said, Coach O'Neill, keeping his legs churning and being able to kind of go through that first and second contact to pick up the first down.
So real quick, I want to read the homecoming court off to you. They were announced today. Homecoming is in 3 weeks on September 30th. And then there's the parade and dance the next day on October 1st. And I apologize in advance for anybody whose names I butcher. Peter Chalafor, Margaret Fortner, Fatima Elamashwe, she is my MSA president, Paige Regan, David Joseph, Louis Correa, Leah Chudy, John Keating, Reagan McCain, Luke Williamson, who's on the field for the Wildcats, Chase Howard, Cole Bonder, who's also on the field, Audrey Wiedek, Samantha Chen, Henry Eads, Hannah Romy, my neighbor and AP Euro alum, Will Burkert, AP Euro alum, Kai Sorensen, AP Euro alum, Sarah Wu, and Sophia Shalafo. So sorry, everybody whose name I butchered.
So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils here to start the fourth quarter.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, great hustle again by Devon. That ball could have been blocked at the line. It almost could have been picked off. I wonder if the Blue Devil receiver didn't push there a little bit.
We've already seen one offensive pass interference tonight, Coach O'Neill, so you know it's definitely something on the officiating crew's mind. Would not be surprised if we saw another.
It sure seemed, man, they're pointing at the Cats. It sure seemed like we had that play dead to rights on a couple of different levels. It just could not get there. It's unfortunate because all of a sudden, the Blue Devils are in striking distance now.
We'll wait for the official word here from the officials, but indication earlier, like Coach O'Neill said, is pass interference against the Wildcats.
So they just take the results of the play there, obviously. Cassius Callahan coming to check in the play. Got pretty much still all the same Cats out there. Cole Bonder down at the edge. Caleb Christensen holding down the middle. Owen McDonald trying to set an edge there. Cole Matalenko on the line.
We have holding on the defense. Penalties refused. First down.
I would respectfully disagree with that.
That's why we get to be a homer broadcast, Coach O'Neill.
Yes.
It's not like we're Chris Collinsworth and the gang on Thursday Night Football.
I try to be fair. If we get a bad call, try to. Here comes that motion across, that power that you've been talking about. That is to Cassius Callahan, who we just talked about, and he's going to pick up 6.
Now that one, Coach O'Neill, is a different play from before. The pulling guard pulled the other way, if we can see it here on the replay. And
so
that was a predetermined gift. So you see the pulling guard pulling the opposite way. Barron's really not going to run back that way. So definitely a predetermined give the whole time. Just try to pull the guard the opposite way to slow down those inside linebackers on their read.
Caleb Christensen from the nose guard making that tackle 6 yards downfield at the numbers. He's moving.
No, Caleb's dad, Coach Reed Christensen, definitely had a couple tackles back in his day when he was here as a player.
So the keep by Behrens. Oh, and then the toss close to the line of scrimmage as can possibly get. And he's going to go ahead, complete that ball. I saw the Bills run a play a lot like that last night.
You know,
run towards the line of scrimmage and then dish it off.
We had a guy come through here about, 8 years ago that did that quite a bit. Got everybody to suck up to him and throw a ball out. And that really is just triple option football. It's just a modern twist, that's all.
I wish he would come back and visit. He hasn't been here in a long time.
I know. Well, he's a little busy right now getting ready for the Wildcats to take on the Duke Blue Devils tomorrow.
That game is in Evanston, isn't it?
Shout out to Libertyville alum Charlie Schmidt, who's starting at center for the Wildcats. That played a great game in that Nebraska game. And so if you get a chance tomorrow, see big old number 69, center for the Cats. I think Charlie's sporting a big neck roll this year. It makes it easy to find. I know at the Davis house, our daughter finally knows where Charlie is because he's the guy that starts with the ball every play.
Nice. That's awesome. I love it. He's also easy to find because he's roughly the size of New Hampshire.
He is. Charlie has always been a very, 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 very big guy, for sure. But he's definitely now as a Big Ten offensive lineman, there is a certain size you just kind of got to be. So here we go. Here's Behrens under center. Handoff coming back. He's going to fake it out. There's that little power pass play. And the Cats had it defended there. Nice job by the Cats defense. Owen coming back off the edge to help force the play. And a good stop there, and we get about a 3rd and 4 coming up for the Blue Devils.
So nice play, good coverage there, good pursuit on the outside. That was Owen McDonald coming all the way, getting as fast as those little legs can carry him, putting some pressure on Behrens. So nice job there from the Cats at 3rd and 4. A lot of things in the playbook open now. We still have that rollout. They can motion him across. We'll see what they got. And the give is going to be to Callahan, and he is going to have an edge, but then it is stopped real quick there. Nice job. That's once again McDonald, who was just everywhere tonight. Or was that one? I think that was Williamson. I apologize, Luke.
So while we have a break here on the first down, Bears from Lake Zurich have come back. It is now tied 10-10 down in Lake Zurich. Lake Zurich's got the ball driving here with about 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter against the Patriots. You know, we talked about it last week on our broadcast. North Suburban Conference, Coach, always great football.
Right.
It's definitely, there's never really that week where it's not. It's great football across the conference.
That pitch on a 1st and goal, and the Blue Devils are going to get in. That's Justin Kretz. Justin Kretz, another two-way player for this Blue Devil team. And that quick pitch, he gets to the outside there.
Kretz gets downhill, and you see him just kind of muscle his way back in there. It's for the Blue Devils score.
The Cats were there, just he only had to go a yard. It's hard to keep him out. So they line up in there, muddle again, come back in. So as the snap is back, the kick is up and good again. So all of a sudden, the clock becomes a major enemy here. 35-8. It's a whole bunch of scoring that has to happen.
That's right, Coach O'Neill, but you can't worry about that. You can only worry about the next one. And that's the big thing here for the Cats as they come back out, just putting good drives together. We've seen the Cats get the Gavrik and Nikolic back involved. As we mentioned, that's what kind of made the Cats offense continue to tick. As Cole Kowal drops us off some stats here for the last drive.
9 plays, 70 yards in 4:19. That was a nice drive, helped out by that holding call, defensive holding call. But You know what? I'm thinking about this game, Coach. Like, the Cats did not play a bad game tonight.
No.
The scoreboard just looks like they got whooped, though, right now.
Well, but Coach O'Neill, that's one of those, if the scoreboard is your only metrics from success, you're going to find yourself on the losing end more often than not. The Cats have a lot of great things to be able to take away from tonight's game for sure. It's not just the results that are back up on the scoreboard. Obviously, they're playing a very talented Warren team, as we've seen here tonight. The Cats have done a really nice job kind of executing those fundamentals back at times tonight, and it's definitely something to continue to build on here too. And like I said, never know what happens here as we keep coming up. You know, football's a funny game. A lot can happen in 8 minutes in high school football.
So ball is received at the 10. Little miscommunication there. Compare trying to find a lane, trying to make something happen. Dances around to the 15 and comes up and ends up just short of the 20.
So the Wildcat offense will take over here. It looks like it's about the 18 as we get back into the right hash. Want to give a big shout out here to all of our event workers who are here tonight. Got a huge crowd here tonight. And want to give a nice shout out to our staff who's stayed after school tonight to help us work the event to help provide a great experience for everyone.
Great crowd too. Community came out to support the not the boys club night. Libertyville, what's it called, Coach?
Youth Sports, Libertyville
Youth Sports. So the Cats will come out, and it looks like we've got Rocco La Vista to take a series behind the center here. So maybe the night over for Quinn Chambeau. Rocco is in, takes a high snap. That was supposed to be a give. Timing gets messed up because of the high snap. Rocco dives forward, but that's still going to be a loss of 6 for the Cats.
Coming off the field for the Cats is 10 Nate Callison, 88 Casey Richter, and it looks like Tyler DeFranco and Casey Wells are coming back out onto the field for the Wildcats at those wide receiver positions. The big guys up front still see number 74 Trenton Van Boyne, number 64 Rhett Van Boyne. Try to get the rest of the numbers of the Cats players there.
There's the snap,
there
and the
Charlie.
give is to. Is that True running that ball?
I think it was still Charlie. Yep, number 26, Charlie True.
I would love to see somebody on the roster push Charlie and find a way to earn some carries to change things up, give Charlie a little blow every once in a while. Now, he doesn't want one. He doesn't want to come off the field. He'd stay on defense if they'd let him too. But I feel like an opportunity, Warren goes from Thompson to Callahan. It'd be nice if we had somebody to take a couple of those carries from Charlie. But somebody's got to step up to take them. The coaches aren't going to give it to anybody.
So here we go. It's 3rd and 13 here from the Cats.
Snap.
And a whistle. Timeout Libertyville.
We have timeout, Libertyville.
Uh-oh, Coach Ori is yelling. That's not good. Somebody was not on the field who was supposed to be. So it's tricky when you're getting some different guys in, although it looks like they pretty much have most of the starters still in. Nate Callis didn't start, but has been getting some snaps. Although I don't see Gav out there right now.
Looks like we're trying to get some numbers for the big mules up front. Number 58, Dylan Vena out there. Like I said before, 74, Trenton Van Boyne. Number 64, Rhett Van Boyne. Looked like number 3, Jake Richter out there as well. We've got the tunes turned up here by Coach Dugan and the dance team, entertaining the crowd. Coach Vance and cheer team done a great job tonight as well. Hats off to them here on the sideline. Nice shot there from Wildcat Productions of the dance team.
And our new counselor in the new team leader, Dean team leader. In the, I always call it the FAR LST, Coach. I don't know if that's how people reference it, though.
Q through Z.
Because it's the furthest one from me, so it's the FAR LST.
There you go.
So Cats will take over, 3rd and a long 15, deep way in their territory. Rocco La Vista has 3 receivers trips to his right, 2 to his left. Nobody in the backfield. Snap is bobbled, and then the timing is off. Rocco's going to take off.
There he goes.
He did have an 87-yard run last week, and then he goes off right there for about 20, enough for a first down.
Nice job by Rocco keeping his composure there. And then, again, he did a great job of getting downhill, not dancing going to the sidelines, really using that speed, as you see here, to take off and kind of split two defenders and separate in for the first down.
Snap is back to Rocco. He tucks and runs again, puts one move on, and then gets dropped like a bad habit by number 31, Keymarion Campbell. But he pops right back up, ready to go.
And that was a good 8-yard gain there for the Cats. Call it a 7-yard gain to put the Cats in 2nd and 3.
So Rocco getting some things moving a little bit here on a couple runs. One busted play, one looks like a read. Empty backfield again. Snap is to Rocco. He looks, overthrows, and that's intercepted. And that is number 4, Jaden Turner, who is going to get into the end zone. Touchdown on the interception return. So that ball just sailed a little bit on Rocco, got over the first level.
So as you see back here in the replay, pass for a holds from the Mules. Like you said, Coach Neal, ball just sails just a little bit over. Warren defender takes it off, takes it back down the sideline here, in for the Blue Devil touchdown.
That's a tough kind of epilogue to this here, because then that makes the score look even uglier. That's unfortunate. We did have some other Wildcats of last week as the Blue Devils line up for their extra point. Will McClendon, a freshman on cross country. Michael Chudy, a sophomore in cross country and in current AP Euro kid coach. He moved into the all-time 100 on cross country, and he's down to 88 right now. It's just a sophomore. Abby Hayes, a senior in cheerleading. Chris Benavides, as the snap is down, the kick is up and good. Reese Adams, a junior in Palms. Claire Wiedek, a freshman in golf. And then we got 4 football guys who were nominated for Wildcats of the Week as their coaches. Tyler Patterson, who's been hurt the last couple weeks, but encouraging his guys and coaching them up. James O'Malley, a sophomore. Coach James O'Malley, I don't know him, but he holds a dear place in my heart. He's a rugby player who moved here from Ireland just over the summer, and I can't wait to see him play. I'm hoping they're working a drop kick in with him. I've been meaning to talk to Coach Aubin about that. Holden Caudillo, a freshman on football, has been doing a great job with the freshmen there. And then Devon Wallace, we've talked about him a couple times, showing a lot of grit. So our Wildcats of the week there. As the scoreboard starts looking ugly here, Coach.
And we've got an update here from across the NSC, Coach O'Neill. With 3 seconds left in the game, Lake Zurich kicks a field goal to defeat the Patriots from Stevenson 13-10.
Wow.
So Lake Zurich was down 10-0 at half, comes back to defeat Stevenson 13-10 down in Lake Zurich. Last second field goal.
Wow.
Seen a couple of those before down in Lake Zurich, Coach O'Neill.
You know that story, Coach?
Yeah, not the way we've wanted them, but
no.
Yeah, just a little bit off. All right, so here we go. The Blue Devils bring the ball back out here to get it put back down and get the ball put back here and play the Cats. 5:45 left in the fourth. The score is now 42-8. Favor of the Blue Devils.
Will Carney again getting time on special team here. Brogan Loesch still up there. Number 9, Tyler DeFranco. So this has been your normal kick return team there. Looks like Hayden Kuntz perhaps up in the front.
All right, here's the kick from Jack Wolf.
Let's compare again. Shifty little run. Stays behind his wall, gets back out to about the 25.
So coming out to the Cats, trying to get some more of those mule numbers. Number 79, Theo Schmidt. Number 72, Ben Hutchings.
Big Ben back in the game. Ben again didn't play freshman year, didn't play sophomore year, and came out junior year, and has been earning some playing time on with the Cats.
That's one of the things that's always kind of cool to see, Coach O'Neill, is when guys come out throughout the course of the high school career It's the start that stops most people. A lot of people make the decision, but they never take the action with it. And hats off to Ben for not only making the decision, but also taking the action too. So I got a question for you, Coach O'Neill. 3 frogs on a log. One decides to jump off. How many frogs are on the log?
2.
3 frogs on a log. One decides to jump off. How many frogs are on the log?
3, because he didn't actually jump.
Right, because he didn't actually jump.
Rocco LaVista takes the snap.
Good cutback there
nice
by Rocco.
Cutback across the grade, and he could. Just gets caught up. Nico Marsanos, who we've called his name off and on all game. But a nice run there by Rocco.
There we go. Nice job by Rocco, rebounded there after the end of that last offensive drive. Good job here of staying in tight, hitting that power play kind of out the back door.
A big man block by TVB there, too. Tell you what, Coach, Rocco is looking an awful lot like that running back we would like to see complement Charlie True, I tell you.
There we go. So here we go. Cats got 3 spread out here to the bottom of the screen. It's Casey Wells, Tyler DeFranco, and it looks like number 16, Hans Bruckner, on the inside there.
So Rocco takes the snap, immediately tucks to go up, reads a block, gets tripped up a little there, but still a nice run.
And here coming out of the Cats, number 71. Let me get it back here. That's Braxton Condon. And then that looks like 88, Casey Richter. Number 12, Zach Henderson. Trying to get everybody's name out here tonight for the Cats.
TVB coming off the field now, big Trenton Van Moning coming off the field. Nice day for him. Oh, and we got a penalty. There's still time left on the game clock.
Offsides.
Wow, they
Dead
cheated
ball.
already.
Offsides, defense.
Looks like Warren is getting some other guys in too, so some guys getting some game experience here, which is good.
Coach O'Neill, that was one of the lessons at our Wildcats Will Peak Performance Group that meets Friday mornings by Coach Woods.
I had a feeling.
Coach Buds. That was one of the lessons this past couple weeks that we used with our mental performance training here at the high school. Because most of the time it's easy to make the decision, hard to take action.
So his high snap is to Rocco. He tucks it immediately and runs. He's met by a host of Blue Devils who I think aren't fooled by the fact that he was taking that right away.
So here we go. We got 3rd and short here. Definitely 2-down territory here for the Cats. Or 4-down territory, I'm sorry. 2 downs left here to play on 3rd down.
Have you read a final from golf yet, Coach?
I have not.
I just got it. So Libertyville defeated Antioch 185-214 to move to 5-2 on the season. Audrey Wiedek was the medalist with a 43. Jocelyn Herr with a 45. Sophia Sensavar a 48. And Kate Durst a 49.
There we go. Awesome job by the golf team.
So in motion, Rocco on the give to number 16, Hans Bruckner.
There you go, Hans.
Breaks a tackle, Hans, and then gets a pop from Quentin Reeves, a senior starter, 2-year starter.
But not after a 10-yard, not until after a 10-yard gain.
That hits a lot easier to take after you pick up 10, doesn't it, Coach?
It is. Good job here on the sweep, running hash number sidelines, out leveraging the defense.
Boom.
Nice move
Makes
there.
Another man miss. Whoop.
Nice run there by Hans.
Nice job, Bruck.
So here we go, 1st and 10 here for the Wildcats. Ball is on the Blue Devil 32-yard line.
High snap over Rocco's head. That's trouble. And we've struggled with snaps. And Rhett has been good. Rhett has been on. But I feel like once a game we get that high snap that just costs us.
And while we have a little break here, Coach O'Neill, as we look ahead to the Wildcats' schedule with about 2 minutes, 30 seconds left here in this game, the Cats take off to Lake Forest next week for homecoming against the Scouts here.
Oh, that's the Scouts homecoming?
Yep, and then when we get back here to the Walter R. Johnson Sports Complex back on September 22nd, I think we're going to have some little changes here to the broadcast.
Yeah, indeed. Coach Mix will be back. Rocco staying on his feet well, but runs out of real estate there. Coach Bill Mix will be back. He was out of town for the first couple weeks, and so we'll have a 3-man booth working. Maybe get you down on the sidelines, Coach.
I think that might be the plan a little bit. I know we've been talking with Mr. Treptow here, our wonderful, as we talked about, advisor from Wildcat Productions, about maybe getting some things changed up a little bit. I told Coach Jones if I'm on the sideline, I'm not going to bother him coming off at halftime.
No. That you explicitly are going to get a halftime
I told
interview.
Coach that maybe not going into halftime, maybe coming out at
All right,
halftime,
fair enough.
depending on where it's at.
Get it, have him assign an assistant that job.
There you
Somebody's
go.
got to take it.
So here we go. It's 3rd down and long here for the Cats.
Coach Schrader's a little frustrated right now on the sideline. Something he saw. Rocco tucks to run immediately. Makes one little dip inside and then tries to cut to the outside, runs out of real estate there.
So as we look ahead here for the Cats, Coach O'Neill, like you said before, if you look at the outcome and you look at just the scoreboard, it doesn't tell the whole story here of the game. There's some positives from the Cats here to continue to build on and to continue to move forward, and they're right back at it, like we said, coming in next week, going off to Lake Forest, going out to Varsity Field to take on a hungry Lake Forest team for their homecoming.
And, I mean, we knew Warren is going to be one of the best teams in the state. They were upset in the second round last year of the playoffs, and they came back even hungrier this year. And the Cats have to take a timeout because there's some personnel issues there with under a minute to go in the game. So, I mean, you are going to be reading about this Blue Devils team all season. If you read anything about high school football, you are going to be hearing about them. I mean, scoring 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter against Maine South. I would like to see the last time that happened.
Right. You know, we were, Mr. Woods and I were talking with a baseball coach from Ohio yesterday, and he brought up a great point when it comes to high school sports is most of the time you want to be playing your best at the end. And that's where this is a great chance here for the Cats to kind of see where that, like you said, going up against a great team in the Warren Blue Devils, one that's been, had demonstrated that consistency over the past couple of years, to see kind of where that is to continue to move on. And our conference is a tough conference. North River Conference is a tough football conference, and it's a good chance here for the Cats. The Cats have fought hard, have done a lot of really nice things tonight that we've talked about, and just, get a chance to continue to keep building, continue to keep improving, so that when you're playing your best when it matters the most, right back at the end.
And you know who's right at the end of our season this year, Coach?
It might be that team.
Stevenson Patriots right at the end. They're our last game this year.
But there's a lot to happen between now and then.
Oh, I know. I'm just talking about the end, so it got me thinking of the end. So we are going to punt. That is Rocco back to punt. A nice boot. And the Cats will let that click down to about the 13, 14-yard line.
And it looks like we're going to have to, Warren will probably come out, take a knee, and that is going to put a bow on this one tonight.
So like Coach Davis said, we are away at Lake Forest, the Scouts, for their homecoming next week. You'll be able to find the Cats on NFHS, but not on the YouTube channel. So if you are streaming us on the YouTube channel, we're not available next week. Write to your local congressman to see if you can get that fixed up as Warren takes the knee here. But then the 22nd is the next week. We are back, and we will be going from there. So that pretty much puts a bow on this one as Warren takes a knee and comes off the field. Wildcats played some good football, but against a juggernaut of a team here. My old coach, Coach McCann, used to say sometimes you just run into a buzzsaw. And that's what the Cats ran into today. Coach Davis, your last thoughts on the game?
No, like you said, it kind of wrapped it up a little bit earlier. A lot for the Cats to take from coming through here. And as they continue to build through the season, this one obviously will sting a little bit, but we'll get back right at it on Saturday morning, ready to rock and roll, get this one wrapped up, do a little reflection, and then move on to the Scouts.
So thank you to everybody involved. Thank you to the band, cheer, POMs, coaches, parents, everybody who participated. Our trainers, of course, everybody out there. On behalf of Wildcat Productions, for Chris Davis, this is Kevin O'Neill. Hope you guys had as much fun as we did. Thank you and good night.